and BaleChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
WAC plus TTNL. See dealer for details.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
It'll be a partly cloudy Thursday with a high of 45 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy to cloudy and a 30% chance of rain and a few snow showers too. But as it rains, temperatures will be above freezing, and as the snow is possible, will still likely be above freezing, but overnight will drop down to 26. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Matt Wharton, Jamie Marsh, or Richard Yeager in Little Rock today.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers. Your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
Robert Irwin Jewelers has the trifecta this Valentine's Day. Spend $99 or more on a piece of jewelry she'll love, and you'll get a dozen roses and a box of chocolates. While supplies last, in-store only at Robert Irwin Jewelers. 4 Memphis locations and the new one in Little Rock.
Unstoppable, unmistakable. Defender is built for those who carve their own path. At Land Rover Little Rock, experience the legendary capability, rugged design, and modern technology that make Defender a true icon. Whether it's city streets or untamed terrain, Defender delivers strength with style. This is more than a drive, it's a mission. Visit Land Rover Little Rock off I-430 and test drive the Defender today. Learn more at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Oaklawn Today's Nancy Holtis gets in the zone each week this racing season courtesy of Winner's Circle Concierge, a performance thoroughbred management firm designed to remove the learning curve, complexity, and administrative burden from horse racing ownership. Call 8709-429-382.
Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, here we go. What's up? Glad you're with us. Slid on in. Made it to work.
That's a good way to describe it.
You know, I live out Highway 10, and the hardest part for me, and for the first time, I didn't drive my four-wheel drive into work today. My wife needed it, and getting out about in town and doing some things for Mean Girls, Stage 13.
Great production, great performances.
One more tonight. One last try tonight.
Go check it out if you can get out there.
I'm glad you said something because they moved up the start time to 6:30. It was normally starting at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do it at 6:30 tonight. That gives everybody a chance to get home, the cast to get home, the patrons to get home before the refreeze begins. Last night, the refreeze began pretty early. And if you were out and about, you noticed the roads getting a little slippery last night. Well, tonight, thankfully, we've got some cloud cover moving in, and that's going to actually help us keep warmer longer. And so the refreeze isn't supposed to begin until about 11:30 tonight, midnight tonight. And so that way, starting an hour early at 6:30, we'll get everybody home and hopefully safe as possible. But today, I drove my vehicle in. And it's just, normal two-wheel drive. Getting out of the driveway was a little slippery, and getting out of the neighborhood. And
that's the worst part.
That's the worst part. Getting to a main road like Cantrell, Highway 10, it was almost not 100% perfect. There's still some areas where there's some ice built up, and people have to shift over to one lane. And so that PSA, little service PSA right here, slow down, people. I know the roads are fine, but there are still people trying to come onto that main road from a slippery road where all this snow has been pushed up when they come by and clear the road. It is hard to get in and out of some of these little neighborhoods or side roads because of all that snow that's still there. In fact, I saw a car stuck on Cantrell turning onto a side street because it's so deep there. Turn in, you're fine, and then you just get stuck. So it was creating a traffic hazard. Just slow down because there are other people on side roads trying to get on.
Right.
Dude, I'm driving, 35 on Cantrell, and a truck passes me going no slower than 55. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
I mean, you must, unless you're going to the hospital in an emergency and somebody's about to die, there's no need to be speeding when these cars are trying to get on and off of some of, the better roads. But still, like I said, it's not 100% clear, and there are times where everybody has to kind of get into one lane to avoid a bad area.
And that's the main thing, just being cautious about other people around you and not driving as if these are normal conditions,
No.
which in normal conditions, you're going too fast, especially on Cantrell at times, because everyone, for some reason, wants to speed on up and down Cantrell Highway 10 and push the speed limit and go beyond just because there's a lot of traffic there, and there's no need for it, especially when you get to some of these curves. You have to go around curves, and you do have traffic that is trying to get on the Cantrell.
Yeah.
And it's hard for them to get on simply because everybody is coming through speeding. And that's why a lot of times you see these speed traps along there because they're trying to get people to slow down.
How's your neighborhood?
Neighborhood is still in really bad condition because and that, like we talked about, getting out to Cantrell, that's the main concern. And the other way, you could get out to Rodney Parham, but we were talking to Rick Steele, and Rick Steele said that Rodney Parham is still, it's not even close to being as good as what Cantrell is. But you got to be able to make it and maneuver through the neighborhood just to be able to get to those areas. And if you can't get there, then you're pretty much stuck.
I was amazed at the amount of traffic yesterday, leaving here at 4 o'clock, just the number of people. And I know at some point you got to get out and go to the grocery store or to a restaurant or there are things you have to do. And so more and more people are getting out, and that created some thick traffic in tough conditions. Earlier in the week when nobody was getting out, you could drive, and if you slid a little bit, you were fine because there's nobody around you. Now, there are a ton of cars on the road. So
still seeing quite a few people out walking. And my daughter even had some friends that were close in the neighborhood, and they came by yesterday. They walked, and leaving our house, they were having a problem because walking out of the driveway and then walking down the street because it's so slippery.
The neighborhoods are still a mess, and it's going to be that unfortunate thing. We're getting a great thaw today, but the problem is it refreezes at night, and then it creates a tough situation in the mornings for those that have to get out early in the morning, because then you got some black ice out there. And then this weekend it is going to be super cold, and I'm hopeful. I mean, I know school's already been canceled for Friday. I'm hopeful in a weekend of more sun, we can get out. They can get to school Monday.
Yeah, hopefully they would be able to. But I mean, the major concern is transportation, bus transportation.
Yeah,
you don't want a bus or a vehicle like that so heavy out there sliding around.
Do buses run in your neighborhood?
No, not at all. No.
I mean, normal situation.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no way a bus is going through your neighborhood
right
now. Wow. Okay. Turning to basketball. The Razorbacks are getting ready for Kentucky, and that game is Saturday, ESPN, 6:30. 5:30, sorry. I just saw this tweet. Pretty cool. University of Arkansas put it out. According to Nielsen, the rating service, through the games of the 18th, so that would have been last week, the third most watched college basketball team in America is the Arkansas Razorbacks. You're taking all the games that are televised, adding up the ratings. Most viewed team does not say. Who would be 1 and 2? Duke for sure, with Boozer and Duke.
Yeah, maybe Arizona because they've been the best team.
Maybe Michigan. I bet Michigan. That's a
you
huge
think
alumni
Michigan
base.
more so than Arizona?
Yeah. I would guess Michigan Duke. That's just my guess. Because Michigan, they were rolling at number 1 for a while. It might be just another blue butt. Kansas, they got a great freshman that's fun to watch.
UConn could be
up there. But anyway, pretty cool. A lot of people across the nation are taking note of Arkansas, and they'll have another opportunity to draw a lot of eyes Saturday when they take on Kentucky. And I saw where Pope was just having a press conference on their Quintance. He has been shut down. So basically he is not doing any basketball activities right now. It's just all rehab, trying to get him back into the lineup. So here it is on a Thursday. I'd say a pretty good chance he's not going to be available for Arkansas Saturday. And then the other big news, and this hit last night, probably about 5, I would guess, 5:30. The Board of Regents, University of Arkansas Board of Regents met, and we had yesterday Matt Jones on this show, and he was like, they're meeting right, they're about to meet, and it's a Zoom call, and he was on it, put out a story, and then I was mailed or sent the resolution that came out from that meeting. And the University of Arkansas Athletics Department is going to get $15.4 million added to their budget. Huge news.
That is.
$15.4 million. And the way I look at it, there were kind of 3 different parts of this. Part number 1, the university for the last, I think it was 3 years, the athletic department, I should say, the Razorbacks athletic department, has been giving the university $4.4 million. Arkansas has always prided itself for years of being accepting no money from state and no money from the university. They were a self-sufficient athletic department. In fact, they were so self-sufficient, they were giving $4.4 million back to the university. Well, the Board of Trustees voted yesterday. That is going to stop. So now Arkansas can keep that $4.4 million for the athletic department. Part 2 of this is the university is now going to give the athletic department $6 million. So in the past, it's been 4.4 going that way. Now that 4.4 is stopping, and $6 million is coming from the other way.
Anytime you can add money to the budget, it's always going to be great, especially in the era that you're worried about getting athletes in and making them a part of your program and paying extra for certain athletes. It's a great bonus.
Here's where the controversy is going to come from. Where is that $6 million going to come from the University of Arkansas? And I saw a quote from the chancellor from the meeting yesterday, and it was basically to the point of, we just don't have $6 million lying around. I can't just go, okay, here, take that $6 million right there that's just been sitting over there for a while, and let's give it to the athlete. We've got to come up with a way. And so the chancellor and the athletic director are going to discuss different ways of coming up with that money. Now, one way that is going to be thrown out there is a student athletic fee, to where that will be built into your cost of going to college. That is a possibility. Now, they're both on the record saying they don't like that idea, that they don't feel like the students who are paying their own way to go to school, who are taking out loans to go to school, or their parents are taking out loans to go to school, should be paying the student athletic fee to give to student athletes who are already getting paid so that they can get paid more. It may boil down to that's what they got to do. I did the math on that. The enrollment this year at the University of Arkansas is over 34,000. It was like 34,250, 34,500, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Largest enrollment ever at the University of Arkansas. They broke a record. You divide that up, $6 million, it was like $176 per student. And you divide that up and make it $88 per semester. That could be where they come up with that money. Not saying that's what they're going to do, but I'm just throwing it out there. That is a possibility, and it is done.
Which would be a
at
minimal
other colleges.
cost.
Yes. And some students may say, hey, it's worth it. If that means that we have a good football team, and that makes my life more enjoyable, that we have a good team to root for, they may be some of them would feel like it's okay. And then, of course, there are going to be others that don't, hey, I'm just going to school here. I don't give a dang about the football team, basketball team, baseball team. I'm just here to get a degree. And I get that too. I'm just saying that is an option.
Does it have to be presented to students that there's an increase and this is the reason for the increase, or is it just they've increased tuition?
That's a good question.
Yeah, and because of administrative fees.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they usually do. They don't necessarily explain why something increased. It just increased. It's a sign of when as years go on and we move farther into the future, rates are always going up.
Mm-hmm. And then the third prong of this $15 million that's coming into the athletic department, and this almost seemed to me, and I'm just reading in between the lines, this was, hey, if we're going to do this for the athletic department, you got to do something for yourself. You've got to do something, too, to help yourself. And that is the athletic department has to raise an additional $5 million for their new football fund, all-in football fund. So this is going, whether it could be whatever the word I'm trying to say, it can go out and trying to get more donations to raise that $5 million. It could be doing something, selling ad space or creative ways to raise that $5 million on their own. So you add that all up, that's $15.4 million coming to the athletic department. And that's huge. It's huge news, and it's going to be probably stir up a little controversy. It was passed 7-3, and I read in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette that some of the ones who objected to it, it was just because this was just presented to them during the meeting. It was like, we could have known about this. We could have discussed this. We should have, have a dive, take a deep dive into it. And so that was the objection.
And have time to think about it, more so than just this is presented upon you and we have to make a decision on it now.
Yes. So this was passed 7-3 yesterday. Goes into effect March 1st. There are also little kickers in there that says, that the money could increase over the years because of inflation.
Of course.
So, it's something that, 5 years from now, inflation, that's money at $15.4 million isn't the same as it was. So it could be added upon.
More like $20.4 million by then.
So there we go. That was the kind of the big news for the day. Jeff says, Wally Hall said none of that money can go to the players. Okay. Thanks, Jeff. Well, if it goes to the all-in, $5 million is going to go into that all-in fund. That money does go to the players. That is part of the NIL budget. Now, the other, 4.4, 6, 10.4, if that is just going to the athletic department, well, that money, you're just moving money around in your budget.
Mm-hmm.
You got 10.4, and that frees up, and you can pay equipment fees, travel expenses, and take some of that travel expenses money and shove it over into the NIL part. You're just moving money around. I mean, yeah, directly, no, it can't go straight to a player, but
there's a way to figure it out.
Yeah. 870 says he saw the list the other day. Oh, great. Michigan State was number 1.
Wow.
Okay, Duke was number 2. But you know what?
I think that has something to do with coaches also. In our case, Coach Cal, and you have some big name coaches, and that's why maybe thought of Kansas. Bill Self, been there a long time. So dynamic players, but also there are certain coaches that you follow and you expect that their teams will be good in a position to compete at a high level.
I was thinking maybe Michigan State because their schedule, because it seems like Michigan State's been playing some really good games. Let me pull up their schedule.
And in their case, Tom Izzo.
The second game of the year was that game against Arkansas. That was a very highly rated game. I remember us talking about it. They played Kentucky at Kentucky, played North Carolina, already played Iowa. They played Duke. Conference game against Nebraska at Nebraska. That's a game that they lost. Let's see, USC, Northwestern, Indiana, Rutgers, and they play tomorrow night, by the way, Michigan State. That'll be a very highly rated game, and I'm sure that's the Fox game at 7 o'clock. Let me look down here. That is televised by Fox. Yes. So, good schedule. Michigan State, Tom Izzo, that combination. Most viewed team in the country so far. Okay, thank you for that, 870. Ron in Pine Bluff says, good luck, break a leg. Where'd that come from? For the theater. Oh, there's a story, Ron. I should know it since our daughter's been doing this for so long. It was a long, I'm going to have to Google it. I don't want to tell it wrong. But something happened when somebody said good luck that night to one of the actors or actresses, a tragedy. And so being superstitious, they changed it and said now it's bad luck to say good luck, so you say break a leg. I'm going to look it up. You've got me curious now. Viewership, Jeff also wrote in, the viewership also has to do the quality of games that they have played. Yeah, thank you. Let's get it straight. It is January 29th, 2026, and now we want kids to take personal responsibility. That is funny, but ironic. Peace. Very effective on sleek covered asphalt. Purchased from Amazon. Metal spike grips. And they grip the ice quite well. Oh, he sent us a picture of his boots. Well, that's awesome. That looks like something they got to have. That's like must have up in the north. It's turned out to be something must have to have in the south. Thanks. We've played both of those teams, so that helped us. No doubt about it. Playing Michigan State, playing Duke, playing Houston, playing Texas Tech.
Whenever you have a matchup of higher-ranked teams, you're going to have large viewership.
And you know what? All three of those teams in the top three have played each other. Michigan State's played Duke. Duke's played us. Duke's played Michigan State. So all three. It's like a combined thing. I bet the ratings for those games were just through the roof, and that's what helped push those three teams to the top. All right. Let's see here. Here's the plan for today. We have Bill Ingram at 3:30 here in about 2 hours talking Razorback basketball with us. Always love having Bill on and just picking his brain because of his knowledge of Arkansas and the SEC and college basketball. So at 3:30, Bill Ingram joins us. We have Richard Davenport at the top of the next hour talking recruiting. It looks like Junior Days is on for this weekend in Fayetteville. I've seen a number of Arkansas high school kids tweeting out the graphics saying that they will be there for Junior Days. So we can talk Junior Days with Richard. And coming up next, last night I got to record an interview with Kevin Richardson. We've been talking about this for a while. Kevin from Jacksonville, walked on at Arkansas, earned a scholarship. He was a starter for Arkansas. And he, when he graduated, he got into coaching and coached at a couple of small places, ended up at Illinois under Brett Bielema, and then got to New England this year. This is his first year with the Patriots.
Oh, that's awesome.
He works with the defensive backs, and it was – and you know how it is. It's crazy. It's a crazy time, and we've been texting back and forth, and he's like, it's 10 o'clock too late to do an interview? And I'm like, dude, I'll do it whenever to get an interview with you and talk about the your path and going to the Super Bowl. So we recorded the interview last night, and I want to play that for you. So that's what we're going to do next. We come back, we'll hear from Kevin Richardson, New England Patriots defensive back coach, kind of an assistant defensive back coach, just working his way into the NFL. But what a great start to his career. Play that for you when we come back. We'll have plenty of time to take your phone calls, read your text messages, or you can always hit us up on live fan feedback or message us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, if you're watching that way. We're just getting started. It's going to be a fun day. It's Out of Bounds.
Listen for Champs and Chumps on Fridays during The Zone. Brought to you by Ouachita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders, building premier homes in Hot Springs.
This is SportsCenter.
In college basketball last night, Auburn beat Texas 88-82. Reigning SEC Player of the Week Keyshawn Hall had 31 points for the Tigers. Tennessee beat Georgia 86-85 in overtime for Rick Barnes' 850th career win, the third most of active coaches behind Rick Pitino and John Calipari. Auburn and Tennessee will face off against each other on Saturday. In other SEC games, Mississippi State beat LSU 80-66, while 19th-ranked Florida embarrassed South Carolina and Columbia 95-48. The Gators shot 62% from the field for the game. Tonight there will be two top 25 teams in action. 8th-ranked Iowa State will host Colorado at 6 on FS1, while number 9 Illinois will host Washington at 8, also on FS1. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Stick around after each Razorback basketball game for the Bet Saracen Basketball Postgame Show with Wes Moore and Josh Neighbors live from Walk-Ons in Little Rock. Bet Saracen is the leader in sports betting in Arkansas. Make sure you have your Bet Saracen app downloaded to your mobile device. Get the best sports betting app in Arkansas and start winning today.
At CertaPro this winter, you can enjoy paint-free painting. That's right, you heard it correctly. Schedule a residential interior project now, paint in January or February, and CertaPro will cover the full cost of paint. Yep, we pay for the paint and primer, no matter what color you pick. We've got you covered. Hurry though, schedule now at CertaPro.com before the schedules fill up. You don't want to miss this. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro. That's painting happy.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Do New Year's resolutions always have to involve grit and determination? What about a pleasant one? Like, in 2026, you're going to give yourself something luxurious, like a visit to Genesis of Conway. Wait, more than just a visit. How about the style and engineering you'll find in a brand new 2026 GV80? The dealership will bend over backwards to make it happen. You deserve a 2026 that involves Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
I'm Alan LeVar. For 25 years, my team and I have helped injury victims across Arkansas. This is our home. We don't work for insurance companies, we work for you. Car crash, truck wreck, motorcycle collision. We know how to win, and if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. Your consultation is always free and confidential. Hurt in the car? Call LeVar. Arkansas strong for 25 years and ready when you need us. LeVar Law. Arkansas built, Arkansas trusted.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union studios. TruService Credit Union. Membership has its rewards with low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rate credit cards in the nation. TruService Credit Union. Online at TruService.net.
Yeah. And you say Shy City, Shy City, Shy City. I'm coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Yeah. Do you think about me now and then? 'Cause I'm coming home again. Home again. I met this girl when I I was 3 years old. And what I love most, she had so much soul. She said, excuse me, little homie, I know you don't know me, but my name is Wendy, and I like to... And from that point...
Back at it. It is Out of Bounds. Westmore and Joe Franklin with you. All right, had to look it up during the break. Break a leg started as an ancient superstition because they believed that evil spirits would make the opposite happen. And you would have, say, good luck, you would say you would actually have bad luck. So they quit saying it then. Breaking a leg, well, the legs are the curtains on the side of the stage. So when you go through that curtain, you're now on the stage. You're breaking the leg. That's what breaking the leg means. And the phrase became popular in the U.S. early in the 20th century on vaudeville and Broadway and became a tradition as a way to avoid bad luck or jinxes. There you go. I was kind of on the right page.
Yeah.
I was thinking there was a specific story. Like there was a... I guess not. Anyway, there you go. You asked, I found it out. And I knew I should have known that. All right, so last night I caught up with Kevin Richardson. He's a defensive back coach for the New England Patriots. First year with the Patriots. New staff there with the Patriots. And, man, it is. It's a really cool story. You think about it. He got into coaching in 2019. 7 years later, he's in the Super Bowl.
How about that?
Yes. But the story gets even better. He starts as a walk-on at Arkansas, earns a scholarship, becomes a starter, and a 5-year player for the University of Arkansas. Had a redshirt year where he tore his labrum early in the season and missed the entire year. So he got that 5th year. But pretty cool story. And to make it cooler, he intercepted Jarrett Stidham when Jarrett Stidham was at Auburn. Last Sunday, defensive back that he coaches intercepts Stidham to cinch a berth into the Super Bowl.
How about that full circle moment?
That's pretty cool. All right, so one of the first things I asked Kevin was, when did he know that he would become a coach? And that's the wrong button. What a great setup. So one of the first questions I asked Kevin was, when did he know he was going to become a coach?
Honestly, man, I couldn't even tell you. It's it was never in my future plans to say that I'm going to be an NFL coach. It was never in my future plans to say that I was going to be a coach in general up until I got into the business. So, kind of just going wherever God leads me, man. Like, I'm a very faith-driven man, and just try to pray on the next part of my path every time that something may present itself. Just try to pray for some guidance and make sure I take those steps accordingly, with my family and my wife, and, just making sure that I'm making a good decision for me. But obviously everybody has dreams and goals and aspirations to get somewhere. I would love to be a head coach. And I think a lot of people, once you get into it, you want to get to, the highest level of it that you can get to. Like, that's what you strive for. But wherever I get to, man, just trying to continue to work and be diligent where I am.
That is awesome. Tell us the story of how you got into coaching.
It started back in like 2016, man. Like a year I tore my pec. Paul Rose and I had a really good relationship, and he told me, I don't know what you're going to do when you're done playing, but you're going to be a football coach. I'm like, I want to go play in the NFL. So in my mindset, I'm just putting it in the back burner. And little did I know, he was going to help me get my first job. And, Brett, Aaron, Henry, Barry, Lunny, a lot of guys like influenced that journey for me to see like what you could do for yourself and what you could do for others, and, things that you can do to help benefit your family in the long run. But, Paul got me a job he put me in touch with somebody who helped get me a job at Mid-America Nazarene University, NAIA school in Olathe, Kansas. Just from that point, I saw the work, I saw the impact you can have on guys and I was a 25-year-old coach, trying to figure it out with not very many resources, but enough to show me what this work profession could do for me in my career, but also help others, So just once I saw that and got a taste of it, it was just, doing the work, showing up every day.
from Olathe, Kansas to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's an incredible story, man, if you think about it. And not that long of a I mean, it took some years, but
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of thing, not really.
Yeah, I mean, again, my first year coaching was 2019, I believe. 2019, and I saw the pass start to move shortly, in small periods of time. Went from an NAI school to Division II, and obviously got over there at the University of Illinois for a couple of years, and got to go run my own room in a couple other places and experience what it was like to do the recruiting, experience what it was like to go show kids that they can go chase a dream. And at the same time, I was doing it myself, just as you start to get into it, you get inspired by the people around you and the impact that you can have on others. And it kind of just takes you wherever you end up going. And I never really envisioned it being the NFL. And, again, I got Hunter Henry and, Eric Gregory. There's guys that I'm familiar with that I get to see. And we play Dre Greenlaw, and I watched Dre on the field. These are guys I played with. And, just to see that full circle moment just come and present itself in front of me, it doesn't do anything but inspire you more to continue to do what you're doing.
I forgot Eric Gregory was with y'all. What is he doing?
We signed him at some point in the middle of the season, just to add some depth. We were dealing with some injuries, and he ended up doing a really good job, and had some production, and got on the field. He played in some primetime games. He played in our Thursday night football game. He played in our Monday night football game. So he's had an impact, and they like him. They keep him around. That's what happens. You come in, you do your job pretty well, and typically can last longer than others.
Hunter Henry's a great example. I mean, 10 years, great career, and he's finally going to the Super Bowl. What kind of bond connection do y'all have because of Arkansas?
Well, I played Hunter in ninth grade and my senior year of high school, and we both went to Arkansas, the 2013 class, and I got to see his path go from All-American to being drafted was the first pick in the second round, and I hadn't seen him since it had to be the Liberty Bowl against Kansas State when he was declaring to go to the draft, and that was when I first saw him when I walked back in here. It was just like everything hit us right back, like just didn't miss a beat. Being able to have those conversations and see him and his relationships and his respect that he has in this league, like just in this building alone, but in this league, like that guy has done a lot for his career, but his family, just another faith-driven man who does things the right way. And people gravitate towards people like that.
That's cool. Great story. What does faith mean to you, your career, your family?
I mean, my grandpa is a pastor. We grew up around the church. It was always instilled in us, from my mom to my grandparents to my dad. And, you see those examples and where things can take you in life when you just trust what, where God has you, where he's placed you, and then, continue to lean on that. Things can get tough, things can get hard. You can see those turmoils that happen in your life, and then it's easy to get discouraged when things that don't go how you anticipate them to go.
Yeah.
And that's where, as an athlete or as a coach or somebody, you can have injuries, you can lose a job, those things are out of your control majority of the time. And, all you can do is pray on the things that you can control and, continue to do diligent work where you are, man. And I think that that's part of waking up. I don't know. I just wake up, brush my teeth, thank God, go to work every day. And that's just part of what I do, and it's kind of what's got me where I am.
The college level has changed dramatically since you were there.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself, because I see college coaches going to the NFL, you don't see a whole lot. You see some leave the NFL, come back to college. I mean, Belichick's a great example, but with everything that you have to deal with in college, to me, it almost seems the NFL seems like a more attractive place these days.
Well, you say that. It's, again, it's a control thing in some aspects, but, you don't have a lot of the control at the collegiate level. In the NFL, it's, you have scouting, you have a lot of upper offices that handle those types of things that you don't really particularly want to handle at the collegiate level. You know, there's some coaches who hire GMs. There's some coaches who take control of whatever that monetary situation is in terms of NIL. And, you know, it's a lot of different things. These are young kids and they're getting a lot of money. And it's really not up to them anymore. You know, a lot of the time it's about, you know, what they can do for their parents or their family, what money they can bring in right away. And, you know, it's part of what the game is, man. You can't really do anything about it. It's really adapt. If you can't adapt to it, then you probably won't make it last that long. So you have to be able to understand it from their point of view and understand it from their perspective and find a way to relate and connect to them so you can show them what they're really supposed to be doing in college. And you can make money, yeah, but the end goal is not to just make your money in college. Everybody, it used to be, I want to go to the NFL, and it's not necessarily for the money, but because that's a dream you have. That's why you play college football, to earn an opportunity to go play in the NFL. And, you know, just from my standpoint, I don't think it's necessarily attractive to get to the NFL, but I do think that there's some value in being at this level and not having to deal with so many of those things hands-on.
Mm-hmm. How did you celebrate Sunday night?
You know, we all had a good time. We had the hotel, and, you know, we actually ended up staying in Denver because the weather that we had out there ended up being a blizzard. And then we had, you know, 30 inches of snow falling up here. So it wasn't like we could have gotten out of there or could have landed up here. So it was spend a night there, just kind of understood. It was hard to put into perspective what it felt like because it was in a surreal moment, you know, to just sit and watch the ceremony. That's something you sit and watch on TV as a kid, you know. And again, I look to my right, I see Hunter over there celebrating with his wife, and, you know, and it's just surreal to see those moments in front of your eyes and think that it's real. But, you know, that put it in perspective going into the hotel and celebrating with the other coaches and the players. And, you know, as much as it's fun to celebrate it, you want to celebrate something a little bit bigger. So you got to get back to reality really quick and, you know, put that in your mind. We're not just going to the Super Bowl. We're trying to go win the Super Bowl. So, you know, I think Coach Vrabel does a good job of bringing our team back to reality and understanding that it's a goal to get there, but the goal is to win it. It's not just to go.
Former Razorback Kevin Richardson, he told me a story that night they were stuck in Denver. They weren't able to fly back to New England or Boston because Boston got like 30 inches of snow.
Yeah, it was a lot worse there.
So they couldn't fly out of Denver, and then they couldn't land in Boston. So they stayed at the team hotel and all celebrated Sunday night after the game. And so it ended up kind of being a cool moment because they were all there together for another night instead of flying back and then all separating and going their separate ways. But so that was pretty cool. And he said that Vrabel, you know, he went on and on about how great of a coach Vrabel is. He said that they're all sitting there. He said, guys, how many of y'all are excited to go to the Super Bowl? And everybody raised their hands. He said, all right, now we got to change that. I want everybody to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's where it's all about. And this is, you know, this comes from Vrabel, who, with all the experience with the Patriots and, you know, kind of telling the story of new guys would come in and they were just excited to go to the Super Bowl. But in New England, it's not about going to the Super Bowl. It's winning the Super Bowl. So he gave him a lot of credit for changing that mindset very quickly with the team. It's about winning and going and celebrating with your family and friends and watching that confetti fall after the game.
It's one game for everything. Everything, all the goals you've set from the beginning of the season, this is where it ends. And if you win this one game, you'll achieve that ultimate goal.
Kevin also said that too, that this is just another game. And that has been preached over and over all week. This is just another game. We're preparing for this game just like we have for every game this season. You cannot make this game bigger than it is, or you won't perform at that level. And he gave credit to Vrabel for sending that message too. The insight, it was pretty cool. Much more of this interview will be on More Sports tonight. 6:30 is when it's going to run. I chopped up a good part of it so that we could share that tonight or today and share it with the radio audience. But if you want to hear the entire interview, check it out on More Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter tonight about 6:30. And if you miss it at 6:30, you can always go at 8:30 or 9 o'clock to More Sports, and you'll see it on YouTube. It's there forever and ever. When we come back, let's take some phone calls. 661-1037. If you want to jump in here, we'll take some calls. We can talk Super Bowl, Razorback basketball. We're wide open. Board of Trustees vote yesterday. Your thoughts on that? I'll also hit the Middleton Heat and Air text line and live fan feedback. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
For 55 years, you've trusted Sigma Supply for all your packaging and shipping needs. And now, as part of Brady Plus, they've got even more to offer. From janitorial supplies, facility supplies, and food service disposables, Sigma Supply has you covered. Ordering is a breeze with over 50,000 new products online at SigmaSupply.com. Call or text sales manager David Breitenberg at 501-617-4600 and ask for the Buzz discount now because it's there. And remember, if you're not using Sigma Supply that is now part of Brady Plus, you've got low-grade product, man.
This is Pat Bradley, and Happy New Year from the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton. Maybe you made a New Year resolution to eat better, and Wood Grill Buffet has a huge 200-item buffet of fresh, delicious dishes to make the New Year special. Or maybe your resolution is to lose weight. Wood Grill is a huge salad bar and lots of hot veggie items. We'll also cater and bring all the food to you, and you can get it with a quick call or online order to pick up. If you're like me, let's enjoy some great basketball and some great food from Wood Grill Buffet. Two of my favorite things. They're open Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner at the Congo Road exit in Benton.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but two healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics,
since I've gone to them, I run 20, 30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. 501-214-5880.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialist that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for Loop Tech, Tire Tech, and Light Maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Pay depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios. Online at TruService.net.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you. All right, I'm going to list these point guards that have played for John Calipari over the years. Rob Dillingham, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickley, Tyrese Maxey, SGA, you've heard of him, Malik Monk, Tyler Ulis, Jamal Murray, Brandon Knight, John Wall, De'Aaron Fox. Where do you think, out of all those point guards, Darius Acuff ranks in points per game?
Points per game, third.
Darius Acuff ranks number 1. There hasn't been a point guard for John Calipari that scored 20 points a game. He is at 20.3 right now.
They usually it's about minutes, and Acuff does play a lot of minutes, and I'm sure he if you looked at minutes over their careers, he probably would be close to the top.
Actually, he's in the top half. 35.9 and 35.2. Brandon Knight and Jamal Murray are number 1 and number 2. No, I'm sorry. There's a Tyler Ulis is number 1. He played 36 minutes a game.
How about that? He's on staff right now.
36.8, 35.9, 35.2. And then here's a 34.5 from Tyrese Maxey. And then I think it's next is 34.8 is John Wall. And then it's Darius Acuff at 33.2 minutes per game.
He's number 6?
6, I think that was. He ranks number 1. Nope, number 2 in three-point percentage. Emmanuel Quickley was at 42.8. I take it back. Rob Dillingham was number 1, 44.4% from the three-point line. Then Quickley, then Darius Acuff at 42%. So he's third in three-point percentage. He is number 1 in field goal percentage. Right now, Darius at 50.2%. Next on that list would have been 48.5 SGA, number 2. Turnovers per game, he is number 2. Number 1 is Quickley. 1.6 turnovers per game. Darius is at 1.9. They're the only John Calipari point guards to have under 2 turnovers per game. Assists per game. Darius Acuff ranks number 2. Number 1 is Tyler Ulis. 7 assists a game. Acuff at 6.1. Shoot, I messed that up. John Wall's number 2, 6.5. So Darius Acuff ranks number 3 on this list. And points per game, of course, we said that at number 1. Number 2 on that list looks like to be Malik Monk at 19.8. SGA only averaged 14.4. Shared the ball a lot on that team.
Yeah. Quite a bit.
Brandon Knight's up high on the list at 17.3, but Acuff, arguably, in the argument, number 1 point guard to ever play for in this season, putting up numbers to have the best season for a point guard under Darius Acuff. Just saw that. Field of 68 tweeted out that. And the question is, where does Darius Acuff rank among point guards who played for Cal? So they put it out, all the numbers, for you to judge for yourself. We are watching something very special with Darius Acuff. Let's go to the text line, see what people will have to say. It's brought to you by Middleton Heat and Air. 870 says, for Pope's sake, Kentucky head coach Mark Pope, he needs, at minimum, a competitive game from his $22 million roster Saturday. A curb stomping from the guy they ran out of town may get Pope's seat hot.
In his second season?
I don't think so.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully
they're
not
crazy. They're crazy, but are they that crazy?
Yeah, hopefully they're not that impatient. Like, you wanted a change for a reason. You got to change, and now you have to stick by what you were wanting and ride it out for a little bit and see out maybe if they can achieve the success you thought that they could get to, being where that program has been and maybe wanting to get back to.
Well, they just won 5 in a row. They were 5-2. Well, Vanderbilt blew them out. So
well,
if you have back-to-back blowouts, I could see people getting upset.
Yeah, but even though they're already thinking about that, it's not necessarily what happens during season for them. It's what happens postseason. And how far are they going to be able to go at that point?
501 says that Kevin Richardson also picked off Jalen Hurts his senior year, which was Hurts' first of the year. Remember that? He had that long streak of not throwing an interception, and Kevin was the first one. So he picked off Stidham and Jalen Hurts. How about that? Ron says, faith is my 6 o'clock alarm clock. Faith and mayhem. Sounds good to me. Ron, thank you for listening all day long to The Buzz. All right, we'll take a break. Coming up, we got the Razor Hog update, and then Richard Davenport talking recruiting. Bill Ingram at 3:30 to talk some Razorback basketball. Stick around. Hour number 2 is coming up next.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours or just a little too cheap or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
It's Lion Legal's quarterly free legal clinic Saturday, February the 7th at the Lehman Library in North Little Rock from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. In service to the community they love, Lion Legal's providing 4 legal clinics per year to help with common life issues, divorce and custody, sealing criminal records, debt defense, consumer protection, real estate issues, and simple wills and POAs. Please bring all important information and documents to the Lehman Library Saturday, February the 7th for Lion Legal's free legal clinic.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
The fine art of armchair quarterbacking.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
1037 The Buzz. KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
The winter storm has taken its toll on the state's already thin blood supply. The Our Blood Institute declared an emergency blood shortage weeks ago, and then the snow and ice impacted the flow of donations and supply. OBI says around 90 community blood drives were forced to be canceled since the winter storm started. They say that's caused the loss of over 1,600 expected blood donations. All blood types are needed, but there is an urgent need for O negative and platelets. OBI is giving away a free sweatshirt to those who are able to get out and donate today and tomorrow. And Tyson Foods is set to pay a nearly $50 million settlement. Longhorn Steakhouse and other businesses sued Tyson, accusing the company of fixing the price of its pork products. In October, Tyson also agreed to pay an $85 million settlement for inflating pork prices. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Tune in each week when Susan Irwin Prowl shares her Keys to the Weekend music events calendar with Justin and DJ. Brought to you by Willie D's and Big Red Dog Productions. Big Red Dog Productions is your gateway to music excellence in Central Arkansas and beyond. Visit entertainersguide.com to see the weekly calendar and submit your shows.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
A little more melting of the snow today. Will warm up to 45 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Tonight, there's a 30% chance of some rain showers and maybe even a little bit of light snow as it tails off at the end. Overnight, we'll drop down to 26, but as the preset moves through, we'll likely be above freezing. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Tune in every Monday night at 7 for the Coach Calipari Show. Coach will break down each game and talk strategy. And it's all brought to you by Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram and the Big Lot in Benton.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, we've handled many different types of auctions. We sold bulldozers, excavators, farm tractors, farms, locomotives, fully custom rail cars, vehicles, Harley-Davidsons, cows, lake houses, hunting properties, pickups, heavy trucks, big trailers, plus hundreds of other random things. Honestly, if it's for sale, we probably sold it. Our knowledge and experience is priceless, much like your hard-earned assets. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions.
Robert Owen Jewelers Valentine's Day sale going on right now. Get a dozen free roses and chocolates with your purchase of $99 or more. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices, 5 locations or online at rijewelers.com. Free financing.
The time has come to address something that you may not be aware of that will change your life. Electronically controlled suspension and road preview. That's a standard feature on a 2026 GV80 from Genesis of Conway. What does it mean? No matter the pothole, your new Genesis can automatically stabilize the ride. The potholes are harmless, and you'll stay out of the hole with the deal you get from Genesis of Conway. The future of luxury today.
Stay up to date with the latest Razorback news with the Red White Report every weekday with Justin and DJ on The Zone. The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Harry Douglas.
This is one of the most ridiculous things that, from a football perspective, when you're talking about the Hall of Fame, this is one of the most ridiculous things I can think of today. For Bill Belichick to have 8 Super Bowl wins, 17 divisional titles, 31 playoff wins, all of those which are the most all time, and not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, it's a shame. I think it makes a mockery of the Hall of Fame. I think it makes the Hall of Fame look bad. If you're not going to do the right thing, like Spike Lee has told us so many times, you shouldn't be a voter. And I'm saying that very strongly. It should be about what you meant to the game, what you've done for the game, and how you have accomplished certain things within the ball game as well. And for a guy like Bill Belichick to do what he did as a defensive coordinator for the New York Giants, to do what he did as the head coach for the New England Patriots, and not be a first ballot Hall of Famer is inexcusable in my opinion.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
From 30 for 30 podcasts.
Brian Pata, senior defensive lineman from Miami, gunned down.
The key to this case, it's Brian. An hour before he died, he was on the phone arguing with somebody.
This might be a hit.
You want the truth. They just want a conviction.
Been placed under arrest.
We had a killer amongst us.
Murder at the U, coming soon. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios. This is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
It's time for your Razor Hog update. Arkansas 6-2 in the SEC, 16-5 overall, getting ready for Kentucky. That is Saturday at 5:30, ESPN. We will have your Bet Saracen Razorback basketball postgame show live from Walk-On Saturday night. If you're ready to get out of the house and feel like Saturday you can safely do it, please come on out and join us at Walk-Ons. It's going to be cold Saturday, but it is warm inside walk-ons. They have some great – I got the Cajun Dia the other night with red beans and rice. Good Lord, that was good. It warmed me up on the inside. Big part of the win at Oklahoma was getting to the basket. Arkansas dominated. Once again, points in the paint. Here's Coach Cal.
It's been an emphasis every game we play. The biggest thing is you can't come down when they're set defensively and mess with the ball and think you're going to touch the lane. If they're back there, just pass it and cut and move and play. And then you can touch the lane. But it's hard because the guy that catches it, he's got to show his bag of tricks before he passes. And it's not one guy. We're really working on that to try to get us to do it. They went zone on the baseline out. They went zone, and I thought our kids executed pretty good. We're a good zone offensive team because we can shoot.
Yeah, they are. When teams go to zone now, it doesn't bother me a bit. In the past, sometimes with some Razorback teams, zone comes out and you're like, oh God, this could be bad, this could be dangerous. But now when zone, I'm like, all right, they'll work it to the middle, kick it out, get to the baseline, and hit a three. I mean, Malik Thomas single-handedly took. Who was it? Was it Vanderbilt the other night that tried to show a zone? He single-handedly, back-to-back threes, took them out of that zone, and I don't know if they ever got back in it again. That's all it takes. Hit a couple of threes. That coach changes his mind, and they're done with the zone. Other Razorback news, saw the softball team is going to start the season ranked in the top 10 in one of the publications. And in Razorback baseball news, at least former Razorback baseball news, the White Sox have invited Hagen Smith and former Razorback catcher Michael Turner to their spring training camp and put them on that roster.
Yeah, that's big. That's big, and trying to make it to the regular season roster, got to have a chance there.
And one other sad piece of Razorback news, Lou Holtz, former Razorback coach, has been put into hospice care. So prayers for the Lou
Does it
Holtz
say how
and
old
his
he
family.
is?
I did not see it. I'm guessing –
yeah, he's up there. I was
92?
just wondering in that if it said how old.
No.
And that's interesting that we were just running Todd Monken yesterday when he had a story about Lou Holtz.
89. I was off a little. All right. That's a look. We can get Richard on and talk a little recruiting with him and find out about Junior Day. That's right around the corner, coming up this weekend. Sounds like it's on. At least I've seen some high school kids in Arkansas that have been invited to Junior Day tweeting out a graphic and said, I'll be there at Junior Day. So hopefully have a big group of juniors that Arkansas gets to work out and try to impress and see if they would like to add them and offer them a scholarship. I saw where Marion's running back got a scholarship from Arkansas maybe this morning, yesterday, but I know the coaches have been out and trying to visit some of the high schools around here and make a presence known that they're going to really focus in on Arkansas high school football players and want the coaches to know that they're there and meet those coaches. Let's bring in Richard Davenport. Hey, RD, how are you?
Hey, not bad.
So I've seen a couple kids tweeting out they're going to be at Junior Day. It looks like it's on for now.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, that would suggest otherwise. But, yeah, the roads, I mean, all I know is the roads up there are fine, in my opinion. I haven't had any problems driving, even when the roads weren't treated or anything. So snow is pretty easy to drive in, but it's much better, obviously, now after quite a few days of sunshine and stuff like that. The main roads are definitely that way. And the side roads are becoming much the same, to be honest with you.
You guys had a lot more snow than we did. We had more ice, and then that's melted a little bit and refrozen and created just basically in places, Joe, in my yard, it's like a block of ice.
That's exactly what it is.
I mean, I stand on it. I'm 235 pounds, and there's no dent. It is just ice. Richard, do you have a list? Do you know of some of the guys coming in for Junior Day?
I'm still working to confirm on some, but Trey Stewart from Little Rock Central running back. I mean, all these are 27 guys. Micah Gamble from Fordyce, Mario Brownlee from Arkadelphia, the linebacker who got an offer back in late December. Will Caston, who we talked about numerous times from Fayetteville, linebacker who was offered by the previous staff. He'll be there. And Jeremiah Dent, who got an offer from Arkansas yesterday. I think he's closing in close to 30 offers now. North Carolina offered him today, but anyway, he's supposed to be there. But and some guys, obviously they were going to have a Junior Day last Saturday, but obviously they canceled that. Mason Ball, who was planning to visit last weekend, he already had a visit planned for Kentucky this weekend, so he won't make it. The Jacksonville running back. Sometimes these kids plan out visits in advance, and unfortunately, Arkansas had to cancel. But Mason will be visiting the guy that offered him from Arkansas, Kobe Smith, the running backs coach. He's now at Kentucky, so that previous relationship would be something to keep an eye on. But I know he really likes Arkansas, and I'm sure he'll be there once the dead period's over, and be at Arkansas once the dead period's over in February. Yeah.
Who are some of the higher rated players that are coming in for Junior Day?
Right now, those are just some of the guys, and quite a few right now have not been rated just yet. It's still early in the evaluation process. Probably happen later this spring with some of these guys, but nobody, I guess, I can think of highly rated just yet. But that's not unusual with the evaluation process ongoing.
What are your thoughts on the Arkansas High School 2027 class? How does it compare?
It's probably slightly above average as of right now, and I think obviously there could be. They have 7 guys that have offers or have offers from this staff or the previous staff, and all these guys like Will Caston, I assume he'll probably get a re-offer from the staff when he visits on Saturday. Same with Bradley Sturdivant from Sheridan. I'm not sure that he's publicly been re-offered, but he's supposed to be there on Saturday. So they have 7. One kid moved out of state, and another kid unfortunately had something else happen. But they had 9 at one time offered, but they're 7 now.
Got Richard Davenport with us from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, WholeHogSports.com. So right now, are they out visiting, hitting the road? What are they doing right now?
Yeah, they're visiting. You've seen Coach Silverfield out on the road. You've seen some of the other coaches out on the road. They're visiting schools, making in-home visits and stuff like that. So during the contact period, they can visit with anybody in any classification. There's not a restriction. Something like in the past, like in the spring, you could only visit with the upcoming senior class, and you could still with kids that are underclassmen, but you were really only able to really speak to the upcoming senior class. But the contact period in January is, it's everybody.
What can you tell us about offensive lineman Bryant Williams?
Oh, from Louisiana?
Yes.
The quarter guy? Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I tell you what, I saw several of them after their visits. And one thing that probably stood out to me, especially with the offensive lineman, was the length. And he's a legitimate 6'7", very, very tall dude, a flat belly, too. He's a flat belly. And Clemens, the kid from Memphis, who obviously came over from the previous staff at Memphis to Arkansas. Both of them in the 6'7", 6'8" range. And now Clemens is he's listed at 370. I don't think he's 370. I think he's probably about 330, 340, and he's a flat belly too. And when I say flat belly, I'm talking flat belly. So you don't see too many guys in the 330, 340 range with flat bellies, but both of those guys definitely that. But Bryant Williams is, he's probably the most highly rated transfer that Arkansas was able to sign. And, and he's from Louisiana. He told me at the time that he'd always, obviously a lot of people in Louisiana, the kids want to go to LSU. He always kind of favored Arkansas, he said. He always hoped that he could play at Arkansas one day. So he's going to get that wish. But both of them very impressive guys. But Brian's definitely a long guy that you look for at that tackle position, and obviously has the athletic ability that you're looking for too.
Richard, when you say flat belly at that size, a lot of times those players will have basketball backgrounds or maybe other sports. Do you know, in this case with Bryant Williams, if he was a multi-sport athlete?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think he did play basketball. Usually when you're 6'6", 6'7", and you play at a smaller school, those high school coaches are always on you to play basketball if you get that type of height. And obviously, he brought the physicality too. But I do believe he did play basketball. I think I saw that he did, but I'm not 100% sure.
Hey, Richard, with Brian, what part of Louisiana was he from? Is it northern Louisiana? I know he's at Lafayette, but where did he grow up?
That's a good question. You keep talking, and I'll look it up.
I've got enough family in Louisiana. I know once you in northern Louisiana, you do have some Razorback fans that. No,
you're exactly right. Yeah, but in northern Louisiana, it's not a guarantee that they're LSU fans. Most of them are, but there's a good bit of Arkansas fans.
Yeah, southern Louisiana, it's hard to find a Razorback fan there, unless maybe it's the Abua family that still lives in southern Louisiana, but they're not.
He's from Lake Charles.
Wow,
so that's
South
almost
Louisiana.
as south as you can get.
Yeah, that's surprising. That's a cool story. Yeah. We got to find out how he became a Razorback fan at some point. Is he already on campus? Yeah. Is he part of the guys that enrolled?
Yeah, he's already on campus. Yeah, he's on campus, and he he'll be one of those guys that maybe in the spring or whatever when he's the media's able to talk to him, you'll be real impressed with him. He's a pretty sharp guy. Most of the guys that I talked to, obviously, one of the things that you notice with the portal guys when you talk to them, they've obviously been in college for 2 or 3 years out of high school, so they've kind of been around the block a little bit more mature, a little bit more reassured about themselves and their ability to communicate in an interview. And sometimes high school kids are kind of shy and kind of not sure of themselves, and that doesn't have that confidence level. But most of the portal guys you talk to, and you realize, okay, they're 2 or 3 years out of high school, and they kind of got the mojo going versus when they were still in high school.
Need to write that in my little book, Joe. Bryant Williams, possible replacement for Fernando Carmona and an NIL deal next fall.
Yeah, offensive linemen, they're always good talkers.
Yeah. Characters a lot of times too. So make a little note of that. I could talk to Sutton Smith, the running back from Memphis. great energy, great personality, and the same with Faupel. I like that guy too. Coming from New Mexico State, he was a full of
from
personality.
California. He was an impressive young man. I didn't get the opportunity to talk to Sutton, but Patel, he was such a likable guy too. I mean, he really, coming from New Mexico State, and you go to an SEC school, he probably thought that, when he went to New Mexico State, that's probably the end of the road for him, far as, the ability to get to, the highest. He's really, appreciates the opportunity that he has to go to Arkansas and play in the SEC.
Richard, is there any media availability with Silverfield scheduled? Because I don't think, it'd be nice to hear from him talk about this transfer class.
Yeah, I would think sometime in February that they. I mean, obviously you got the dead period starts, I believe, on Sunday, and so Sunday or Monday I haven't looked, but the whole month is dead. So they'll have. I would be surprised, very surprised, if he doesn't meet with the media during that time.
With the board meeting and passing this additional funding, where do you think that this funding will benefit the athletics program most?
That's a good question. I don't know what they have in mind for it, but anytime you're able to get an additional $15 million in your football program, especially in this time when money is at a premium, you got to take it, whether or not you agree with it or not. They have to come up with new ways to increase funding, and I'm sure they'll continue to do that. I mean, probably my biggest concern right now is just I think we saw the donations, the required donations for season tickets for football has been implemented, and I know a friend that's probably not going to renew. His donation went up 25%, and I'm hearing others saying the same. So some have really increased a lot as far as the required donation. So I just worry about the average Arkansan being able to afford to be able to go to games. And I know you got to get as much money as you can right now with where we are with college athletics, but I really worry about the future and the ability for a lot of Arkansans to be able to attend games.
Richard Davenport with us, Arkansas Democrat Gazette and WholeHogSports.com. With the basketball game Saturday against Kentucky at 5:30, do the guys that come to Junior Day, is that something they take them to try to let them get a glimpse, a taste of Razorback fans?
In a situation like that, they usually start around 10 o'clock as far as check-in. And I haven't checked when exactly that's going to happen tomorrow, but I would suspect it's pretty close to the same. If it's not, it's maybe an hour or two difference. But what they've done in the past is, start the Junior Day, let's say around 11 a.m. Then around 3 or 4, you kind of give kids and parents an opportunity to make a decision whether they want to leave right then. They can, especially if they have a longer drive and they haven't gotten a hotel, or you can stay and obviously go to the game. They obviously would want the kids to stay for the game because we know it's going to be a crazy atmosphere, and that's something that we obviously like to show potential Razorbacks the fan base and just the atmosphere.
RD, thank you, sir. Stay warm. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Sounds good. See you guys.
See you, man. Richard Davenport, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, WholeHogSports.com on the D3 Auto Sales Hotline. We'll get back on the hotline in about an hour when Bill Ingram joins us. Talk a little Razorback basketball. Coming up next, we're open. You want to join us? Come on, 661-1037. We'll take some phone calls. We can talk Razorback basketball. Got Senior Bowl practice on TV, watching the national team. Every time I turn it on, it's the national team practicing. I guess I missed the American team yesterday and the 6 Razorbacks in the Senior Bowl. Your calls, your texts, next. It's Out of Bounds.
U.S. Truck Accessories presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show from U.S. Truck Accessories in Conway and Searcy. Your #1 Central Arkansas source for camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, and more. Veteran owned since 2002. Online at ustruckaccessories.net.
This is Sports Center.
Last night in college basketball, Central Arkansas beat Queens 100-90. The Bears were led by senior guard and Bryant native Cam Hunter, who had a season-high 31 points. It was Central Arkansas's 4th straight win. They're 6-2 in conference play. Their next game will be at home against Eastern Kentucky on Saturday. Arkansas State fell to Old Dominion 75-71 at home. They'll host Marshall on Saturday. Tonight, Little Rock men and women will take on Tennessee State, with the women playing at 5 and the men following that game at roughly 7:30. Both games will be on ESPN+. Radio coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc or West Memphis. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all top brands, specializing in unique customized lifted and leveled used trucks, including 4-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also, looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto Sales pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3Autosales.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agents Lawrence Forrester or Bo Beavis in Cabot or Candace Alford in Gravel Ridge today.
This is Justin Akery. If hand or wrist pain is getting in the way of your daily life, it's time to see the specialists at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Their fellowship-trained hand and wrist surgeons treat everything from arthritis and fractures to nerve injuries and carpal tunnel. And with Arkansas's only hand trauma telemedicine program, advanced care is available around the clock. Call Ortho at 501-686-TOSH to schedule your appointment today and get back to living pain-free. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
There are 3 things that every woman wants for Valentine's Day, Danny.
That is chocolate, roses, and jewelry from Robert Irwin Jewelers.
And you get all 3 at Robert Irwin Jewelers with every purchase of $99 or more.
Do you have bracelets?
How many arms you got? We've got hundreds of bracelets. How about a 2-carat lab-grown diamond bracelet, $799. Robert Irwin Jewelers Valentine's Day sale going on right now. Get a dozen free roses and chocolates with your purchase of $99 or more. 5 locations or online at RIJewelers.com.
If you already scheduled your garage door tune-up for just $79, please disregard this message. If you don't have a garage door, you're off the hook. For the rest of you, why would you spend more than just $79? Overhead Door Company of Little Rock will perform their garage door tune-up and safety inspection for just $79 on up to 3 garage doors and openers. Call 501-510-6399 or schedule online, overheaddooroflittlerock.com.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios.
If you're ready to get your finances in shape in 2026, call my friends at TruService Federal Credit Union. May have some holiday bills piling up. Let's take care of that. Let's start off the year the right way. TruService Community Federal Credit Union, they can help you get started with better rates and real guidance. That's the key, too. You need somebody to point you in the right direction and give you some advice how to fix things. When you open up a checking and savings account at TruService, you get access to low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest credit cards in the nation. That's perfect for paying down some of that high-interest debt. TruService maybe also help lower your interest rate and payment on your current auto loan. Maybe able to reduce the term, too. Linda Jeffries and Ali Gonzalez can walk you through the process. It doesn't matter if it's a mortgage, auto loan, auto refinancing, home equity loan, or maybe just starting a savings account. They're there for you. TruService, here for the community. Visit online at trueservice.net. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you. Phone lines open, 661-1037. Go to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. LC in Sherwood says, it's very easy to spot Tyler Eulis on our bench. He's always wearing that Kentucky blue blazer. Let's find the man some Razorback red. Good eye, LC. I've never really noticed it or paid attention to it.
He does wear blue quite a bit.
Well, Saturday, I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, I've got blue suits. It's no big deal. I don't even own a red suit, but Saturday, let's at least go with black, you know? Go with a different color than the Kentucky blue blazer Saturday. May have missed this, but have you guys discussed Chad Morris's hire at Clemson? With his history, do you see it working? I mean, it worked the first time. He and Dabo got together at Clemson, so I could see it maybe working. I mean, Morris was a disaster as a head coach. I've spoken with former players, and they said he just wasn't ready to be a head coach. Just the locker room, just the things that a head coach needs to do. I think he's a good offensive coordinator and a good offensive-minded coach, and you saw that at Clemson. So sometimes guys are just good OCs or DCs, good assistant coaches, but they're not head coach material.
Well, good at doing what they do best. Yeah. And if that's one side of the ball or the other, then as a head coach, you have to manage that entire team, not only offense, defense, special teams, every part of it, calling timeouts, when to maybe just decision-making altogether. You're not making suggestions. You're actually making decisions on it. So there's a lot more that goes into it, and you have to be a leader. You have to lead the entire team.
You got to create that locker room that is not divided, that locker room that is playing for one another. And I think in this case, the divide was the Morris guys against the holdover guys. And that created a split. Let's take calls. We've got a couple. Phone lines are lighting up. Good. People are getting out and about again. Peyton is up first. What's up, Peyton?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I was just calling, actually, the president choose Arkansas, but I just wanted to clear up, you keep saying NIL and, how everything's working with the university. And I think, what the university did is they secured that $20.5 million every year. But that's all the money that they did with the new $15 million that they've arranged. That's the only thing that can go to the kids is that $20.5 million. So we still have to go and get, more money through NIL to add on top of that. But I just wanted to clear that up, that's revenue sharing and not NIL. And also, if y'all wanted to do a Sutton Smith, we've signed him, and we'd love to have him on the show with y'all. So,
you like Sutton?
He's a great kid.
Yeah.
He's very receptive. He wants to help us out and help us grow. So.
Yeah, I enjoyed my time with Sutton, and look, he grew up in the Atlanta area and always dreamed of playing in the SEC, and He was like, I asked him, is it because of Silverfield you came to Arkansas? He's like, no, I came to Arkansas because of Arkansas. I was just excited to get an offer to play in the SEC, and it was a bonus that Silverfield was there. So that kind of something that stuck out to me. Peyton, y'all want to sponsor that and sign him to an NIL deal for us?
We would do that. I mean, if you just if you can DM us on the X account, send you over my number on there, we can make it happen. But we have him do a pretty flexible contract where that's too easy to make happen.
All right. Hey, you know the number to the text line. Send me your information on the text line, and I'll get it to the sales department.
All right. Well, y'all guys have a good day. I don't want to hog the line too much so y'all can get to other calls, but I've been listening. I'm on my way to Fayetteville for the game Saturday. So
sweet.
Y'all take care.
You too. Have a good one.
You be careful. That's going to be a fun game. I wish I was going up for that.
That would be a fun game to
The
go
environment is going to be awesome. And you think about, and I see it, heck, I saw it at Walk-Ons Tuesday night. How many people were there that had been cooped up and were just happy to be out of the house? And the environment for that game was really good. I mean, when Arkansas came back and took the lead, place exploded. A couple of those alley-oop dunks. When Acuff did the and one at the end of the game, I mean, Walk-Ons was happening. And so I think you're going to get that same environment with people who are finally ready to get out of the house and be there, socializing with people. Tired of being stuck in the house. Let's go to JT. What's up, JT?
Hey there, guys. Wes, Joe, good to hear y'all. That last caller made some things clear. That was cool. But okay, I want to go back to something Silverfield said when he was hired. Now, this is something I thought about then, and I thought, well, later when the recruits are all in, I'll think about what he said then. But in his first big press conference, now I know he has to pump up the fans and be overly positive, but one thing he said that I thought, I am going to hold him to that. He said, we are going to have the greatest recruiting class in Arkansas history. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so I thought, man, I like you a lot. I think you'll do well, but don't overinflate like that. But okay, now that we've seen like transfers and stuff coming in the portal, what do y'all think about where this stands? I mean, do you think it's the greatest roster in Arkansas history?
JT, first, I think we need to go back. I think he said 2027, the next year's recruiting.
Oh, is that what?
I think
he make that?
That just off the top of my mind. I think that's what he. But I did the same thing when he said that. I cringed a little bit. He also said that about the greatest, coaching staff that was going to blow us away.
He said it will blow us away, and I'm thinking, okay, there's a slight gust, but
I'm with you.
But yeah,
I'm more the kind, JT, to under-promise and over-deliver instead of over-promising and under-delivering. So I'm with you. A couple of things he said, I was just like, I wish he wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, because you think of all the really great coaches, and they mostly under-promise and over-deliver. I mean, that kind of comes with that territory. So, this will work out better. I know, but still, I had that little bit of a creepy cringe when I heard him say those things. Okay. So in 2027, I'm going to call back and we're going to discuss this, and we're going to file a lawsuit if he hasn't recruited the best in Arkansas history.
JT,
okay, guys. It's good talking to y'all.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, think about Vandy's coach, Clark Lee, and what he had to say his opening press conference, and everybody laughed about what he was saying.
Yeah.
He was saying they aspire to win national championships, and just they want to be at the top of college football, and they've had some really good seasons here lately.
Yeah. He's getting close to delivering on that promise. One thing, what you think about Eric Musselman or what, I always liked that he would say, I want my team, when you walk out of this arena, to go, that team plays hard. No matter what the outcome, what happens, you can say, that team plays hard.
They play hard, but they can't shoot. But they play hard. They cannot shoot at all.
The under-deliver, over-promise.
Yeah.
And they played hard, and they got to Elite 8 and Sweet 16, so I kind of like that. Don is in Hot Springs Village. What's up, Don?
Hey, guys, just people that are coming up for the Kentucky game, there's also a track meet up there Friday and Saturday. Got Oregon coming in, Florida State, LSU, Texas Tech, Kentucky, South Carolina. It's going to be a great track meet. You come in, multi-event starts Friday morning about 11:30, and then the running will start about 5:30 Friday evening. And then Saturday, get started with the multis in the morning, and then from noon till about 5 o'clock will be the rest of the running meet. So come out and watch a good track meet.
All right. Don, that was a great call. Thanks for letting everybody know. And I saw where Jelani Watkins, the transfer from LSU for football, is going to run in the 60. Last year was the third fastest guy in NCAA as a senior or in high school. I think he won the I think it was 6 different races in over 2 years. My best friend growing up in high school and in college was his principal down in Houston. And he sent me a text and was like, "Hey, you got another Razorback?" And he was like, "This dude won," I think it was 6 different events in 2 years to prove that he was the fastest kid in Texas. Oh. It was like the 100 his junior and senior year, the 60 indoors junior, senior year, and then there was another prestigious Texas race that he won twice.
That's
so
amazing.
Anyway, he was like
throughout the entire state.
This dude
as
has
big
proven
as that is.
He is the fastest kid in Texas.
And of course, he would want to run track in college.
Yeah.
Like football, he has a love for it, but those track athletes, they really love to run. And if you can have a bonus like that where you can go somewhere, play football, but also be able to run track, that it works out great for the university and the athletes.
He also told me, look, he is a track guy right now that loves football. He might become a football player, but he still has a ways to go. He's just very fast. He's got to learn some of the things of being a wide receiver, and hopefully Arkansas staff can get the most out of him and can develop him and turn him into a great football player. Did not work with Jordan Anthony. He was awesome in track and not many highlights on the football field. All right, we got to take a break. No big deal. We're on time. Not too late. When we come back, more calls. That was fun. It was good to hear from some of y'all. We've been kind of cooped up here too. Not a whole lot of calls Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it was good to hear from some of y'all. Like that cross-communication. We'll take some more calls when we come back. I'll check the text line. I know I didn't get to it that segment. We had some calls. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram store right here in Sherwood. Folks, I want to give you 3 reasons I hope you'll consider to buy from us. Reason number 1, we have the largest total stock of automobiles in Arkansas. How do we do that? We have 3 stores, and each one has a full lot of inventory. By having all these 3 stores in sync with each other, we can get you exactly the product you want. Reason number 2, we study our great competitors every day, and we know their prices, and we price our inventory to be lower than anyone. We're not going to be beat on price. You take that from me. Reason number 3, we have a great service department and a large fleet of loaner cars for our customers. We will treat you like family. Come see us and you will feel comfortable about your entire experience. 3 reasons: biggest stock, lowest price, best service. Come see us on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop us online at FletcherDeals.com.
Check out the new clothing at Bell & Swart in Conway. A new cricket polo with Razorback logo, button-downs, vests, sweaters, slacks with UCA or Arkansas gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. Great staff, fantastic service. Bell & Swart, the only Central Arkansas men's store with a tailor on staff to fit you. So go now to Bell & Swart, 1011 Oak Street in Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. Your financial journey is unique to you. That's why we offer a variety of personal checking and savings accounts designed to work for your goals. Whether you're looking for low fees or great rewards, choosing the right checking account is easy at Southern Bank. Our products can help you save for your first home, a family vacation, or a college education. And just as important, at competitive rates. To learn more about our personal banking option, visit bankwithsouthern.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
This is Trey Johnson with HJ Trailer Sales. It's a new year, and we're kicking it off with an inventory blowout sale. We're taking up to $4,000 off 2025 inventory. Whether you've had your eye on it, been dreaming about it, or waiting for the perfect time, this is your moment. At HJ Trailer Sales, we pride ourselves on exceptional customer service and reliability. Kick off the year right, save big, and start fresh with up to $4,000 off 2025 inventory. Visit HJ Trailer Sales today, off Albert Pike in Hot Springs, or online at hjtrailersales.com.
This is Victoria Lee with Lion Legal. We provide exceptional communication and exceptional results in both the negotiating room and the courtroom. For exceptional results in growing your business, then add Sabrina Woodall with 1037 The Buzz to your pride. Call Sabrina 501-650-4971. Lion Legal and The Buzz. There is no one better to protect and grow your pride.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union studios. TruService Credit Union. Membership has its rewards with low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rate credit cards in the nation. TruService Credit Union. Online at TruService.net.
Somebody hand me a cigarette. I know I ain't had one in over a week. Somebody pour me a double shot. Been getting better by the day, but tonight I drink. You say I gotta get over you and get sober too. I got a lot of habits I gotta kick. Well, weigh out all your options and take your pick. Yeah, I can either burn the park down.
All right, back at it. Wrapping up our second hour. We got what's trending still to come. Bill Ingram coming up. Talk a little Razorback basketball. Kentucky. That's already got. It's only Thursday. I'm excited about this game.
Really, it's definitely one to be excited about.
Really, I'm excited about this team.
And every year. And, I mean, anytime you play Kentucky, Arkansas playing Kentucky, but has extra meaning to it now with Coach Cal at Arkansas.
The national line is out on Bet Saracen. You know, yesterday I told you about the Bet Saracen early line that they offer. Minimal betting. Oh, well, I say minimal. For some, $100 max is a huge bet. That's a huge bet for me. But that's the most you could bet on it. Now the national line is out. It's 6.5 too. So they nailed it for their early special. 6.5 over under at 160.5. It's a little lower than it's been. We've been getting up mid 160, upper 160. Heck, Georgia was even higher.
So Kentucky plays defense. Is that what it's saying?
I guess so. They forget Arkansas hasn't been playing defense. I got another line I want to share with you real quick on Bet Saracen. Tonight, Arkansas plays at LSU. LSU's still like nationally ranked top 10, top 5. I don't know where they are. I haven't been following women's college basketball. Anyway, Arkansas is at LSU tonight. You want to take a stab at the line?
30.
I'll give you a hint. LSU's favored.
30.
Keep going.
No way. It's over 30?
Keep going.
38?
Keep going.
What? 44.
Ooh, 42.5.
What?
The Bet Saracen line has LSU favored by 42.5. They don't offer a money line because it would be so stupid you wouldn't want to bet it.
See, I said 30 jokingly, and then I thought 30 may have been high. I thought it actually may have been around 24 or so.
Mm-hmm. And I've told Acree and I've told my buddies, I've been keeping a nice little bonus stash in my account thanks to fading Arkansas women.
Oh, no.
I don't know about this one, guys. 42.5. That's a lot of points.
Well, don't break the trend that you're on. Just stay away from it altogether.
Now, last Thursday, Arkansas hosted somebody. And I was busy. I was doing the Little Rock Trojans first pitch banquet, and I couldn't find the line, and I missed it before they tipped off. And Arkansas only lost by 9.
Only.
So
yeah.
they may have covered. I'm not sure if they covered or not. They were home. I never saw the line. But they may have finally covered last week, and thankfully I missed it. But 42.5 on Bet Saracen for
Well,
Arkansas.
it may be wise to act like you missed this one also,
Yeah,
and just stay away from it.
Stay away
But
from
if you do decide to play it, it probably would be good to just stick to what the trend has been.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 100 to 50. Double them up. Could be something like that. All right, let me get to the Middleton Heat and Air text line.
LSU does score 100 quite a bit.
We had some comments about Chad Morris. 501 says Morris helped Gus finally get his exit in Auburn. 479 says it worked out for Chad and Dabo the first time because of guys like Taj Boyd, Sammy Watkins, and DeAndre Hopkins. And who's saying that they couldn't go out and recruit some guys and have the next set of wide receivers like that? And
Clemson recruits well anyway. They're in a great recruiting area.
All right, let's go to Spencer in Pine Bluff. Hey, Spencer.
Hey, I bet. I can't remember if it was ULR or Arkansas State women played UConn in the tournament.
A-State.
It was A-State. They were getting, I think it was 58 or 59 points. I was like, that's stupid. So I put like $25 on it. They lost by 70. They lost by, like, it wasn't even, like, they weren't even close to covering. It was 50-something, 58, 9, 57.
I think they lost by,
was.
I thought they may have lost by 80, actually. It was up
Maybe
there.
it was 80.
It was up
It
there.
was so embarrassing. I was like, y'all just take my money now. I don't know. Here you go.
But you know what?
I've never seen a line like that.
You know what it is? A-State plays a similar style to UConn. They like to get up and down the court, and that pretty much plays into UConn's hands.
It was also my first time to bet a women's college basketball game and my last. I got burned. Got burned bad.
Spencer,
y'all be good. Appreciate you.
You bet. I just looked it up. A-State lost 103 to 34.
Yeah.
Almost 70 points. They lost by 69.
Yeah, and they were down in the game by more than 80 at one time. That's what it was.
The score after the first quarter was 34-5. Halftime, it was 66-16. There you go, 66-16.
Yeah, 50 points.
Then 26-8, so down another 68 points. And the fourth quarter, 10-11. So, yeah.
Fourth quarter, they both were taking it easy.
It could have been
and
70.
of course, UConn took their starters out, and I think A-State may have also, and you had a lower score there.
Yeah, so maybe not. Shouldn't be scared off by that large line against LSU. Look and see what LSU's been doing. We've gone down a rabbit hole talking SEC women's basketball gambling. LSU, this is what they've done the last couple of games. Beat Florida 89-60. Beat Texas A&M 98-54, so that's 44. 91-72 over 13th ranked Oklahoma. That's a 19-point victory. Beat Texas by 5, number 2 Texas. Beat Georgia at Georgia by 21. Beat number 12 Vanderbilt. No, lost to number 12 Vanderbilt and lost to number 11 Kentucky. Non-conference, they beat 109-41, so that's a 58-point victory. Here's 110-45, that's a 65-point victory. 91-33, 58-point victory. La Tech played them close, 26 points. New Orleans, they beat them by 64. Washington State, they beat them by 77 points, 112-35.
That's crazy.
Beat Alcorn State by 63. Here's another team by 57. Yeah, they were rolling in the non-conference. Been a little different in the SEC, but Arkansas's not an SEC team this year. So, yeah, I'd still take it, LSU in the points. All right, here we go. What's trending? Bill Ingram, and we'll finish with your calls. It'll be a fun hour. Stay with us. It's Out of Bounds.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
For 55 years, you've trusted Sigma Supply for all your packaging and shipping needs. And now, as part of Brady Plus, they've got even more to offer. From janitorial supplies, facility supplies, and food service disposables, Sigma Supply has you covered. Ordering is a breeze with over 50,000 new products online at sigmasupply.com. Call or text sales manager David Breitenberg at 501-617-4600 and ask for the Buzz discount now because it's there. And remember, if you're not using Sigma Supply, that is now part of Brady Plus, you've got low-grade product, man.
The Crane Automotive team presents the Drive Time Sports Triple-Double. Randy is taking the show on the road, showcasing a different high school basketball game each week. The Crane Automotive team supports communities and high school athletics throughout Arkansas.
Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Attorney General Tim Griffin says his office's hard work has led to an arrest and 2 convictions of medical fraud. 46-year-old Amanda Patton is charged with exploitation of a vulnerable person. She's accused of stealing from her aunt, who was in a nursing home. Also, a couple from Fayetteville entered no contest pleas to charges of exploitation of a vulnerable person as well. Griffin says they also stole from a loved one who was in a nursing home. They were sentenced to 3 years of probation in order to pay fines and restitution. And in Pine Bluff, the Wealth Building Coalition is hosting a free tax filing event this Saturday. This is for any household that makes less than $67,000 a year. It's from 9 until 2 at the Donald W. Reynolds Community Services Center. You'll need to bring your ID, W-2 forms from this year and last year, as well as your bank account information. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Centennial Bank presents Dan Hampton each week on Morning Mayhem. Centennial Bank. Strength is no accident. You work hard for your money. Keep it secure at Centennial Bank. Member FDIC.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
It'll be a partly cloudy Thursday with a high of 45 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy to cloudy and a 30% chance of rain and a few snow showers too. But as it rains, temperatures will be above freezing, and as the snow is possible, will still likely be above freezing, but overnight will drop down to 26. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
Hawks is running inventory clearance for the month of January. You can save thousands on remaining clearance models. 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms available for immediate delivery. Don't have land yet? Don't worry. At Hawks, we can finance the land and home together in one payment. Start investing your money into your own property. And we have lenders financing all types of credit scores. Now through the end of March, lenders offering $500 down land homes with certain credit scores. That's Hawks Homes in Conway and Bryant, or go on hawkshomes.net.
At CertaPro, you can enjoy paint-free painting. That's right, you heard it correctly. Schedule a residential interior project now, and CertaPro will cover the cost of paint and primer. Hurry, though, as these incredible savings only apply to jobs done in January and February, so make sure to schedule yours today. Since these are the slowest months, CertaPro just wants to keep great crews busy. It's that simple. Don't wait. Schedule today at CertaPro.com before the schedule fills up. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com. CertaPro. That's painting happy.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc or West Memphis. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all top brands, specializing in unique customized lifted and leveled used trucks, including four-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also, looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto Sales pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3AutoSales.com.
We got the big deals.
Everyone knows the big deals are at Chris Crane Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and in the new year, we're going to be even bigger.
That's right, Steve. Right now, get up to $15,000 off new Ram pickup trucks, or choose 0% financing for a full 72 months. And get new Jeep Wranglers up to $12,000 off MSRP. Come see us today at the Big Lot, Chris Crane Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Benton, or online at chriscranecars.com.
The Big Lot Benton.
Howie, for Valentine's Day, we always want jewelry, but we expect the chocolate and the roses too.
Well, at Robert Irwin Jewelers, we've got all three for you. Spend $99 or more, and you're going to get a free box of chocolates and a dozen roses. If you want a diamond heart necklace and a gold rose, only $149. Plus, you're going to get a dozen roses and a box of chocolates while supplies last.
I don't expect any less from you guys. Why go anywhere else? It's Valentine's Day at Robert Irwin Jewelers.
I don't know. Free financing, 5 locations, or online at rijewelers.com.
At Malvern National Bank, we know how to bank the right way. We want to say thank you, Arkansas, for helping us grow with you. Our commitment to the communities we serve has been at the heart of Malvern National Bank since 1934. We believe that meeting the credit needs of the communities in which we do business is a great business practice and essential to the bank's long-term vitality. We want to be your community bank. Stop in any of our convenient locations to see how we can help you, or visit us at mnbbank.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Ten days out from the Super Bowl. Teams will begin arriving over the weekend. I think Sunday they're leaving. Be there for Monday.
Yeah. Monday is opening night Super Bowl, so you get all the media access, all the players, coaches. It's always exciting to hear from them and some of the crazy questions they may get.
Start hyping this thing up. Cooper Kupp headed to the Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. Cooper got a text from Ernest Jones.
He's also he's a current teammate with Seahawks, but also they were former Rams teammates.
So they were, okay, got a little connection here.
EJ texted me last night. He sent me the message that he had sent me originally when I'd reached out to him. And in his reply back to it, I was just asking about what it was like, what the team was like, and he said, he said we are on the cusp of being for a Super Bowl. Like we're right there, and he's like, he sent that to me. And he's like, I told you, we're right there. And that's what we're all striving for. You try to go out there and win a world title, and it was crazy because my wife and I have talked about like the playoff picture in general. I mean, it was a lot of the teams that are in the playoff picture were teams that, like, you know, we had talked to in some capacity or been like, man, these were teams we thought maybe we would be with during that process, and really cool to be a part of this one and be able to build what this has become here. And, yeah, it's just been an incredible blessing.
You get to that point in your career and something's missing, you want to get there, and when you're trying to sign with your next team, that's something that's very important with you. It's pretty cool that he and his wife had narrowed down some teams to visit and talk to, and they were all there in the running at the end. Maybe he was the, just that little piece that the Seahawks needed to get them over the hump.
He's definitely been a great contributor, and whenever they're in a pinch and looking for somebody to pick up a big third down conversion, that's what Cooper Kupp is known for. So he seems to find his way on the field to get open, get an open space, and get lost in those secondaries, especially when they're playing zone defense.
Next up is Trey Henderson talking about the playoffs.
Matchups, just the defenses we've been playing. I feel like they've been some of the best in the NFL, honestly. And, of course, when you go from the regular season to the playoffs, the game speeds up a little bit. It's a lot more on the line. And I feel like guys are playing a lot more harder, knowing that it's either we win or go home. And so, for me, just being able to get adjusted to that speed and, it's been really helpful for me. And, and so it's definitely been different from the regular season to the playoffs.
That sound okay in your ears?
It sounded low, but it didn't sound low to begin with.
Yeah, it was, it was pegging at the very top of this bar, and so I pulled it down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird because in my ear it sounded low, but on the graphic here, what do we call this thing? The, what's the technical term?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it gives us your audio levels.
That's it.
And it was, it was pegging out, and I was like, ooh, that may be too loud. But it sounded low. All right, anyway. I hope it sounded okay to y'all. Because, we had that problem one day last week where somebody said all it was static when we were playing a clip.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very similar to that, where it was just pegging way up high. It was odd.
Yeah, it was really low.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. Mike Vrabel's up next, and he's talking about defensive tackle Milton Williams, and he's been very valuable.
There's a consistency there, and he's a tireless worker. He worked hard. He was here in the off season. I think that makes a difference. And then obviously just the disruption I know everybody that rushes the passer, they strive for sacks, and certainly our ability to affect the quarterback goes well beyond the sack numbers. You can get a sack. The guy, Gonzo got a sack. The quarterback ran out of bounds. And so if you just look at that, it can be somewhat misleading. But he certainly has brought some disruption. We talked about that after the Houston game. We talked about that yesterday or a few days ago here about the disruption. And I think he has improved some of his technique in the run game and things that we've talked about. And he's consciously tried to work on that. And I appreciate that.
I think it was Coach Kelly was talking about, since he's been in the lineup, what he's meant to the defense and how the defensive run per carry average has gone way down because he's been such a good run stuffer.
He's one of their big free agent offseason signings, and he signed a big contract. And it was kind of criticized at the time, saying they may have overpaid for him, but they paid him what he's worth to them, and he's made a major difference in their lineup.
They're in the Super Bowl. Is that contract worth it?
Absolutely it is.
Next up, to the Chiefs, Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator. Talking about Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
Small, minimum conversation with both, and they all have been great. But more than anything, it's just the excitement of just reuniting. It was just like when I came here, we came out here and we played them in the preseason. It was great seeing those guys, because I haven't seen them in years. And so it just feels good just to sit down and have conversations with guys. And to be honest, I have not talked any football or anything. It's just the excitement of just seeing each other, asking how they're doing, and making sure everything is good moving forward. But is the excitement high? Yes. Am I fired up? Yes. Do I respect the hell out of both those guys? Yes. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the grind and chopping wood with them.
I think that had to be a very positive move for Chiefs fans to have Eric Bieniemy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, familiar face, and that's kind of what they've done here recently. They've gone Eric Bieniemy, Matt Nagy, back to Eric Bieniemy. I think Matt Nagy was there before, so they've kind of gone back and forth with a couple of familiar faces, familiar voices, and they've had a lot of success with both those guys.
Let's go to Adam Schefter next, and Adam Schefter is teasing us.
Maybe reacting to an OC hired in Philadelphia. Maybe the smoke will come out of NovaCare. We'll find out soon.
And maybe it'll be even more than that by next week.
Yeah. Will A.J. Brown be traded?
More than that.
We'll
we didn't ask you this week.
More than that. What are you hinting at?
Maybe it'll be even more than discussion than an offensive coordinator. We'll see.
Yeah, that is what it sounds like. It could be A.J. Brown getting somewhere else, especially the way that he says it there, because they would expect that they're going to get an OC hire here really soon. And there's speculation to that it could be Cliff Kingsbury, who's out there, one of the bigger names that's out there.
Wow. I would have thought he was going to get a head coaching job.
Yeah. Well, the two remaining jobs, Raiders, Cardinals, he won't go back to Arizona.
No.
And so it would be Raiders. That would be the only one left that's remaining out there. But he's such a great play caller and runs that fast-paced offense and does such a great job with quarterbacks and development there that Jalen Hurts is having to deal with different OCs, seems like every season pretty much. And Cliff Kingsbury would be great for that Eagles offense.
That'd be weird, right? Going from the Commanders to the Eagles in division like that?
I think he'd be all right with it, because now he gets to see them on the other side a couple of times. And if they didn't feel like he was doing the job that he needed to, or he just wanted out, you always see a case of that where players, coaches, they want to face their former teams. And the more frequently you could do it, the better for them.
So what is the word? Why did that end with him in Philadelphia?
Never any details that were that came out about it. It's just end of season, we got one that we expected with their defensive coordinator, Commanders' defensive coordinator, them making a change there. But it came out at the same time, it was going to be OC and DC that were going to be different.
Yeah, I just made the mistake of assuming at the time, oh, he's going to be a head coach. So that's why he's moving on. Just go ahead and go. This morning I saw a tweet. Somebody was traveling to Pittsburgh today, defensive coordinator, to meet with the Steelers. Raiders former defensive coordinator, I think it is.
Yeah. That hire has already been made,
It's
I believe.
done?
Yeah, he actually was on McCarthy's staff with Packers and Cowboys. So the connections there that, if that's somebody you have a deep connection with, it makes a lot of sense. But also with some of the bigger names that are out there, Raheem Morris and Jim Schwartz, that he may be out there, but it's Patrick Graham.
I don't remember his name with the Cowboys.
Yeah, he has some history, has quite a bit of history there. There was some speculation that it could have been Al Harris, which he was on that Cowboys staff at one time, but he's currently on the Bears staff as a defensive backs coach, and that's why the thought was there that he could get a promotion and move on as defensive coordinator.
Latest I got, it's 1 hour ago, and it still says could be or close to hiring him. Like it's not done.
It's not
yet.
done, right.
I was trying to see what he did with Dallas. He was Packers staff in 2011, 2019, defensive pass coordinator, game coordinator, and secondary coach in Carolina.
Yeah, so maybe he wasn't on that Cowboys staff then.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he goes back to Packers.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to Bill Belichick. We talked about it yesterday at length. Lawrence Taylor, a lot of people unhappy with it. Lawrence Taylor, one of those.
You saying that Bill Belichick is not worthy to be in the Hall of Fame first ballot? If he's not, then the whole thing is total bullshit.
There was a great story about Lawrence Taylor also, that when they were making a defensive coordinator change there with Giants, and Bill Belichick was the name that they were telling him, we feel good about this guy, we're going to hire him as the next D coordinator, and Lawrence Taylor's like, no, I'm not listening to that guy. This is somebody that I think he was really young at the time, and they said they told Lawrence Taylor, you just had one of your best seasons ever, right? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, the defensive coordinator was getting all his knowledge from this guy who designed the defense, that you just had one of your best seasons. And he's like, okay, I'm on board with it then.
Jimmy Johnson, we know he was upset about it, and he's upset with the Hall of Fame voters too.
First of all, I think this tarnishes everything in the Hall of Fame. All of the inductees, everybody in the Hall of Fame, just because of 10 or 11 or 12 ignorant, jealous assholes who did not vote for him. I think it tarnishes everything about the Hall of Fame.
Tell us what you really think, Jimmy. Hey, Coach.
They did not take the luxury of beeping that either. So
yesterday, and they just showed Diego Pavia again. He is going to be a media darling, well, just like he has been all year. But at the Senior Bowl, he's getting a lot of coverage and a lot of interviews. Here's Diego Pavia.
Day one, Senior Bowl practice in the books for you, Diego. How do you feel like today went?
I feel really good. You kind of get to see what some of these guys can do. It's like, oh, I should just throw it up every time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had an amazing experience here today. That's why I'm here. You know, at the Panini Bowl. Super thankful for Drew bringing me here and inviting me here. And, this opportunity is something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
What do you hope to prove to scouts, coaches this week when you're out here?
That I'm the best player in the country. You get me, you're going to get someone who's a winner, a competitor, a leader, and someone who doesn't take no for an answer.
What's your offseason been like, just in terms of you wanting to get back on the field and to show people, hey, what you're all about?
I'm a grinder. That's all I've ever known my whole life. I tell this story a lot. Back home, there's not like Melky's been back home. It's not a lot there, you know what I mean, back in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the way I would train is I tell my brother, hey, we're in the road, middle of the road, and he's measuring out 20 yards with his feet. And I was like, all right, time me. And I'm running a 3.9, 20 yards. I'm like, dude, scoot your in, you know what I mean? I need 20 yards, so. But that's just who I am.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we got to get off the field. I want to ask you, any interviews, meetings with teams, and what have you heard from so far?
Yeah, they put me on the board. They've heard my story. I told them my story just about my upbringing, just the sports that I played and things like that. And I hope, I hope someone gets me, and the team that gets me, I'm going to do everything I can in my willpower. I'll die for the team.
He'll be a great addition to an NFL roster in their quarterbacks as a whole.
What's his projection? What do you think?
5th, 6th round, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he could go earlier, though, because as it's been stated, this is not what looks like to be a good/great quarterback class, and we know that teams get desperate, and especially if they have a need for a quarterback, so he could move up.
Yeah.
Height would be something that teams are going to look at with him, but they look at that with Trinidad Chambliss also, and we know how talented he is.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking about Giannis yesterday too, and Shams talking about his future.
He has communicated with the Bucks. He's informed the necessary Bucks officials that he believes the time has come now for both of these sides, him and the Bucks, to move on after 13 years, after he led this team, this organization, to its first championship in 50 years in 2021. Sources tell me he is ready. He is prepared to move forward with his career elsewhere, either at the deadline or in the offseason. And what's changed here is the Bucks' approach and process. They're getting tons of aggressive offers right now in Milwaukee, and they are listening to those offers. Those offers have consisted of all-star caliber players, multiple draft picks. And Ernie, this has been the culmination of 9 months. 9 months, Giannis and his camp and Bucks general manager John Horst, they've been discussing his future. What's best for him to be there, for him to be elsewhere? The Bucks at one point were pitching him on a gap year. They knew at the age of 30, 31, he didn't want a gap year this year. So they tried to salvage something. They waived and stretched Damian Lillard. They went out and signed Miles Turner. And they tried to give this another go, but this team is now 9 games under 500. They're in the 12th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they don't have any upward mobility right now, or really in the summer, to make this team into a championship contending team. And that's what Giannis wants. He wants to try to compete for a second championship. So some of the Giannis teams, and there's teams in both conferences, I would look at Minnesota, Golden State in the West, New York, and Miami. Those are 4 of the strong suitors for Giannis.
Also, Ja Morant is said to possibly go to Miami, but Giannis, of course, would supersede that if they can get a deal done with Giannis. Mm-hmm. But they're looking at both players, and an issue here recently is both those players have been dealing with injuries. And when you're dealing with injuries close to trade deadline, sometimes it voids some of those trades that you would normally have. But these are your superstar type players. They know that at some point they will be healthy, and there would be teams that would be willing to make a trade for these players, even if they wouldn't have them immediately.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see, teams putting packages together, trying to outbid each other, and Milwaukee could be the recipient of, decent value in this trade, instead of going behind kind of closed doors and just working with one team trying to trade a superstar.
Oh, yeah, that's always going to happen. Whenever you have a big-name player like this, you're going to have several teams that are after him. And then on the heels of Luka being traded, one that wasn't expected, that was kind of thrown out there at trade deadline this year, where we see a player that you would think is untradeable actually get moved.
And they think that?
Well, the name that they were throwing out there was, of course, LeBron. Oh. And Lakers are in such a position that it wouldn't seem like that would be feasible at this time, that Bron would be traded. But there were off-season discussions about him possibly being traded. But now that they've gotten into the season and they're actually looking really good and playing good together on the court, you wouldn't expect that.
All right, another one for you. Here's Tyson Fury ending his retirement.
I told y'all there was a big announcement coming today, baby! I done it. Got it over the line, and I'm absolutely psyched. Ready today to fight. Come on! The Mac is back. April, UK. I've been away 4 years. I've been away for a while, but I'm back now. And I also brought the biggest streaming platform alive along with me. Who else could bring that to Britain? Come on! And the year we have planned. Oh my God, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's go, baby! Let's go! He's back.
So he didn't give away what network and platform he's talking about, but it's Netflix.
Netflix. Well, it'll be huge. No doubt about it. A lot of streams that night. Also saw this today. It's pretty cool. The Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars announced they will be playing in AT&T Stadium February 20th. It's part of the NHL Stadium Series. And so the Stars and Golden Knights at AT&T Stadium.
They're starting to do it in some warm weather places, which is really cool because they've done one in Florida, and they're kind of moving around now.
Will the roof be open for that? I got to wonder.
Probably.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Bill Ingram's going to join us. We'll talk a little Razorback basketball with him, get his thoughts on the Kentucky game, how Arkansas looked against Oklahoma. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
What's on Tap? Brought to you by Flyway Brewing, weekdays in the zone, where we'll break down what you should be watching and listening for on the Buzz every day during the work week. Flyway Brewing, fresh beer starts here. Follow the migration, and the Little Rock location is now open in Breckenridge Village. Find out more about all they have to offer at flywaybrewing.com.
This is Sports Center.
In college basketball last night, Auburn beat Texas 88-82. Reigning SEC Player of the Week Keyshawn Hall had 31 points for the Tigers. Tennessee beat Georgia 86-85 in overtime for Rick Barnes' 850th career win, the third most of active coaches behind Rick Pitino and John Calipari. Auburn and Tennessee will face off against each other on Saturday. In other SEC games, Mississippi State beat LSU 80-66, while 19th-ranked Florida embarrassed South Carolina and Columbia 95-48. The Gators shot 62% from the field for the game. Tonight, there will be two top 25 teams in action. 8th-ranked Iowa State will host Colorado at 6 on FS1, while number 9 Illinois will host Washington at 8, also on FS1. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Robert Irwin Jewelers has the trifecta this Valentine's Day. Spend $99 or more on a piece of jewelry she'll love, and you'll get a dozen roses and a box of chocolates. While supplies last, in-store only at Robert Irwin Jewelers. 4 Memphis locations and the new one in Little Rock.
Well, Bass, game's almost over. Hope you got those bets in on the Oakland Sports app.
You know, Roger, this Oakland Sports betting app might actually make watching games with you bearable.
That's big talk coming from a guy who's about to pick up the tab. But I hear you. With this app, we can bet on all the games this season with so many options.
And after they kick this field goal, it'll be you picking up the tab.
Nah, he's going to miss.
It's good!
That's bad.
Bet all season long with Oakland Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc or West Memphis. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all top brands, specializing in unique customized lifted and leveled used trucks, including four-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also, looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto Sales pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3AutoSales.com.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. You and your business are doing big things in our community. Our financial tools are just what businesses need to succeed, but finding funds for your business can be tricky. At Southern Bank, we make it easy for local businesses to get financing for the things that help with their success. With a variety of loan and deposit products, your business can be prepared with a financial plan tailored for your business needs. To start your relationship with Southern Bank, visit us at southernbank.com or stop by one of our convenient branches. Member FDIC.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. In 1963, President John F. Kennedy said, "If we cannot now end our differences, at least we can make the world safe for diversity. Our basic common link is that we all inhabit the same small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future, and we are all mortal." We need this wisdom now more than ever as we face the challenges of living together in peace. May all of us work and pray for peace on earth and goodwill to men. Double B celebrates the wonderful diversity that makes up the populace of Arkansas. Black, white, rich, poor, urban, rural, we are all neighbors. Come into one of the 34 Double B's locations across Arkansas, and you'll be greeted like family because you are family. Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double B's.
Car wreck? Call Rainwater Holt in Sexton.
888-8888.
8 for a fast response. 8 for results. 8 for Arkansas.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios. Online at TruService.net.
I've had a largemouth pass, bust smile, and a couple beautiful girls tell me goodbye. Trucks break down, dogs run off, politicians lie, been fired by the boss. It takes one hand to count the things I can count on.
Let's talk a little Razorback basketball. Bill Ingram joins us. He's on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. What's up, Bill? How are you?
Hey, man, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm getting excited for this Kentucky game Saturday, and I'm liking what I saw, at least in the second half against Oklahoma. They started playing some defense and did a little bit better, so maybe they're starting to turn the corner and get better defensively. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're improving every game that you watch them play, you see some kind of improvement, and I think they are improving on the defensive end. I know that had to be a tough game. That was a tough game with Oklahoma. Oklahoma was in a desperate situation. They was 1-6, and you don't want to go 1-7. So that probably was one of those kind of make or break games for them. And they played like it. And Arkansas stood up to the challenge. Of course, Darius Aco was phenomenal, but a lot of those, the team played good as a whole. So I thought it was a great test, and I thought they passed that test.
With the last two games, Bill, they've both been tough, hard-fought games. One of them at home, where you would expect that maybe there would have been a little more from Arkansas as far as controlling that game, but it was a close game throughout. They were able to come away with a win, so you accept all wins as they come. And so what did you think over the past couple of games as far as what they look like against LSU and Oklahoma?
Well, I thought LSU was kind of like Oklahoma. They was in a desperate situation. Their coach has been there. I think this is his fourth year, and he's probably, I wouldn't say he's on the hot seat, but there's probably some truth to that. It's probably a little warm in the seat, and to come in a place like that for them to get that win, might have turned their season around. But if you notice, after they lost that game, then what did they do the next game? I think they lost a couple of days ago too. So I think they were kind of in the same situation as Oklahoma was. They were playing desperate, and they played great. And both of those teams are good teams. Now, both of those teams, they're not going places, and people are just hammering them every game. So, teams play desperate at times. You watched us do it last year when we were 0-5. I think we were 0-5 when we went into Kentucky, or whatever team we played, and we were 0-5 last year. We're playing desperate, and we happen to, pull off the victory. So when those teams are playing like that, they have nothing to lose, and they, and the coach is giving them all kind of motivation scenarios. They come out and play good. Now with Arkansas, basically, it's almost like it's what they do. It's when you come out, if they come out and play good defense and play like they're capable of playing on offense, and you let them get in any kind of transition, then you're going to have problems with them. And most teams like to play up tempo, so that's good for them because they're phenomenal when they're playing at their pace.
We got Bill Ingram with us. He's on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. Bill, is Kentucky a good matchup for Arkansas?
Kentucky is kind of a mystery at times. I mean, of course, I know they've had some injuries. They still got Jaden Quams out, which is which would be great for them. They had them back, but they're kind of mystery at times. I mean, they've been playing good. They started off tough. Then they picked it up. They won 5 in a row, and then you go to Vanderbilt in a big game and you just get blasted. So they're kind of hot and cold at times. So it's going to be really interesting how they come in here. But I suspect they will come in here and they're going to put up a fight, because this will be huge for them to come in and beat Coach Cal after he went down there and beat them last year. So I think, these are games that that Arkansas is being tested every game, and all these teams. The last Kentucky, they have more. Is more than a game. I mean, when I say it's more than a game, it's some extra stuff that motivates them. Cal was their coach for almost 20 years. He went there, he left, came to Arkansas, went there and beat them last year. So they got a lot of extra motivation to play for, and then they capable, of course, of beating anybody. So I think it's going to be a great game, and I'm excited about it.
You mentioned that Kentucky is a bit of a mystery, maybe some inconsistency there. What do you see them doing best when they are playing well?
Well, when they're playing well, they're good defensively. Of course, they like to get up and down the floor and play with pace as well. They can make shots when they're playing well, and then they have 2 big guys that's really good and on the block when they're playing well. So they got when you look at them now on paper, in the SEC, I think them and Arkansas are the best teams on paper when you look at body for body. Now Kentucky is still missing a couple of guys though, and Jaden Quanles is a big one. I'm not quite sure when he's coming back, but they're still missing a couple of guys. But I just think, like say when we say a mystery, and I guess that's a better word, be inconsistent. But to me, it's more like how can because they have the players in place to play well every game. So what causes that? I mean, what causes you to be up and down like that? So I don't know, but I suspect they won't be like that Saturday. I suspect that we're gonna have to play a great game to beat them on Saturday.
Got Bill Ingram with us on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. Bill, there's a lot being talked about Darius Acuff right now and how he's playing. And as a freshman, we saw a stat that may be the best freshman guard that Calipari's ever had. When you look at statistics, he's there with scoring, assists, minutes played, field goal percentage. He ranks up there as among the best that Calipari's ever had. How would you compare Acuff to some of those greats?
Well, I will say this. Most of those great guards that Cal had, they had a great supporting cast. I'm not saying that Arkansas doesn't have a great supporting cast, but I don't know if it was on the level that they had. Because you look at the team John Wall was on. That team was loaded from top to bottom. You look at the team that De'Aaron Fox was on. Those teams was loaded from top to bottom. Now Arkansas they got great players. I think Malik Thomas is a great player. The rest of those guys are good players now and pretty good, but I don't know if they can stack up to some of those teams, some of those guards play with. That's why actually what he's doing to me is more impressive, because his supporting cast is not some of those supporting casts. Now, the team Derek Rose was on in Memphis, that team was pretty good, and that team may be similar to what Arkansas got now. But those teams he had at Kentucky with those great guards, they were loaded and stacked up from top to bottom. What he's doing to me is even more impressive. And then the turnovers, when you can play a whole game like that and have 0 turnovers. Now you put yourself on a different level than the rest of the guards in college basketball, because that's very difficult to do on any level.
Bill, how would you rank some of those guards previously played for Cal? The thought always was maybe Derrick Rose was the best, and then John Wall. But where would you rank Darius Acuff with some of those guards?
Man, as of right now, because there's a lot of basketball left now, because we want to see if he gonna hit the freshman wall. I think he's asked to do. I think that he's asked to do a lot more than those guards because of the people that he has around him. I think that, and I'm just telling you, with De'Aaron Fox and John Wall, man, those teams are stacked. So on this team, you know, he's A-Cover's asked to do a lot more. You know, he has to be a decent defender, and he's getting better at that. But you don't want him in foul trouble. So he's playing the majority of the minutes, and he has to score. He has to handle the ball. He has to not turn the ball over. And those guys did. Don't get me wrong. Those guys did all that. But if they wasn't doing it, then Kentucky still could win big games. I'm not so sure if he's not on, we can win a big game. I'm not convinced of that yet. I think we could. You know, I think anything is possible. But I think in a big game, if he's not on, I think we'll really struggle and have problems.
Bill,
and those guys didn't have to deal with that.
When you get to the postseason, the NCAA tournament, they always look at guard play, and the teams that have guard play have a good chance of going far in the tournament. Does it concern you at all that when you look at Arkansas's guard play, they're young? You know, really, their two best players, their two leading scorers are freshmen. Does that worry you?
No, that doesn't worry me as much as because you know at some point you're gonna see it. Some team is gonna come out and get the ball out of his hand and run doubles at him coming up the floor and get the ball out of his hand. And I'm interested to see how the rest of those guys gonna respond. Now they showed signs, especially Malik Thomas, that he a bona fide scorer. He can light you up. But you got some of those other guys that's got to be more consistent because it's gonna happen at some point. Some team gonna come out and they're gonna run doubles at him, and they're gonna make him get the ball out of his hands, and then that's gonna boil down to some of these other guys if they can make plays consistently. I think they can, but I think that would be my only concern when you run up against a really good defensive team and they decide that they're gonna double him and take the ball out of his hands.
Well, we saw that a little bit from Vanderbilt, and OU tried it a little bit at the end of the game last time. We haven't seen it for a full game, but we've seen glimpses of it.
Right.
And I think, too, that's where maybe having DJ run point and you've got Darius at the two guard, that's where that could help and make that even more effective.
Well, you know, Wes, that sounds great in theory, but when you got a kid like DJ and he's not playing that much right now, you got to really pay attention to his head space. And I know, and I think Coach Cal and them probably the best it is at relating to their kids and getting inside their kids' head. But you got to really watch. You got to really pay attention to those kids that's not playing that much, or you spot playing. One game they may play a lot, next game they may not play that much. Because sometimes, and I'm not saying that will happen to him, but I know sometimes it affects them. You know, it affects them. So that's something to watch out for because, like I said, when you bring a guy in and he was number one player in the country, McDonald All-American, when you're like that, you're thinking you're guaranteed lottery pick, and you go from that to a reserve role, and you'll have a spot duty. You gotta really pay attention to those kids and watch their headspace.
You mentioned the freshman wall a minute ago. It struck me because Scotty Thurman, I had him on my show the other night, and he said the same thing. You got to watch that freshman wall. When is the freshman? Is there a time when that typically hits?
Well, I know. Listen, I normally think it's a time you probably getting close to it in February, maybe the end of January, the beginning of February. I think that's normally that time. If someone is going to hit it, they hit it. And normally it happens when you got a freshman that's playing heavy minutes. When you see a guy that's playing heavy minutes, and sometimes it happens sooner. Like I was watching Arizona play the other night, and I watched Core Pete, and it kind of looked like to me at times Core Pete hit that freshman work because he was dynamite when the season started, and he still played good, but he wasn't, to me. He didn't look like, and that could have been a number of things. Who knows? He didn't look like he was humping it like he was at the beginning of the season. So you don't know, but this is normally the time when stuff like that happens. At late January, early February, I think, when they'll hit that freshman wall, and they'll take them 2 or 3 games sometime to shake it off.
It's funny. Coach Calipari said after the Oklahoma game, he gave them the day off after beating Vanderbilt because they played so well, and he wanted to keep them fresh. And he said, man, I think it worked. I may give them start doing that, giving them 2 days a week off and he said, they're not off. We're going to still watch film, but we're just not going to practice hard, and that may keep them fresh. I wonder if that's him thinking about that freshman wall a little bit.
Yeah, well, he would understand it, of course, better than any of us. He's been coaching for so long. But, I will say this again, though. A lot of the teams he had at Kentucky were stacked teams. And he had guys that was starting. He had guys that were sitting on the bench that could be starting. So so those guys, a lot of times they didn't play those kind of minutes because they didn't have to. You could bring somebody else in and they would give you some time and but right now when you look at he's playing 7 or 8 guys, and ACUV is a huge part of what we're doing. So so you got to be mindful of that, and hopefully that won't happen to him, but it happens sometimes.
Bill, good stuff. Thank you, sir. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.
Okay, man. You guys have a good weekend yourself. Thanks.
Bill Ingram on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. We'll come back and wrap this up. Have a couple minutes to go through the Middleton Heat and Air text line or take a phone call, 661-1037. You can jump in here in this last segment. It's Out of Bounds.
Lost in the real estate jungle? Boundary or easement dispute? Title problem? Hire Lion Legal. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of legal lions. When in war, you need the roar. For exceptional communication and exceptional results in all real estate-related legal matters, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue.
For 55 years, you've trusted Sigma Supply for all your packaging and shipping needs. And now, as part of Brady Plus, they've got even more to offer. From janitorial supplies, facility supplies, and food service disposables, Sigma Supply has you covered. Ordering is a breeze with over 50,000 new products online at SigmaSupply.com. Call or text sales manager David Breitenberg at 501-617-4600 and ask for the Buzz discount now because it's there. And remember, if you're not using Sigma Supply, that is now part of Brady Plus, you've got low-grade product, man.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Arkansas golf legend John Daly joins the guys every week on Morning Mayhem. John's visit is made possible by Moe's Southwest Grill. Get the new Moe's Value Meal, a junior burrito, side of queso, chips and salsa, and a drink for only $9.99. Available all day, every day. And welcome to Moe's.
This is Justin Akery. If hand or wrist pain is getting in the way of your daily life, it's time to see the specialists at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Their fellowship-trained hand and wrist surgeons treat everything from arthritis and fractures to nerve injuries and carpal tunnel. And with Arkansas's only hand trauma telemedicine program, advanced care is available around the clock. Call Ortho at 501-686-TOSH to schedule your appointment today and get back to living pain-free. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Join the zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by 8 Caddies Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by 8 Caddies Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios.
All right, back at it. Final segment of Out of Bounds. Finish it up on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. 501 says, back to over-promising and under-delivering. Coach Cal is a perfect example of how a great coach is positive about the team, games, and future, yet guarded. Cal always shows measured bravado before a game, but not over-braggadocious. He was the same guarded way before the season. With what Ryan Silverfield promised, he has to deliver. You know, Coach Cal, and I've noticed it in some of his messages with the team, and he's using the media to talk to his team. Although you see some of the post-game locker room stuff from Cal talking to the team on Hogs Plus, he says the same thing to the team that he says to the media. But he's like, I'm hard on you because I know where we can go. I'm being hard on you because you're a good team. I'm not going to let you settle for being an okay team because you guys are good, you know. And he said what he says to the media. We've got a good team, so I'm going to push these guys. I'm going to make them mad. But I know what this team can do. Yeah, it's a pretty good message.
Yeah, and good coaches, that's what they do. They do speak to teams through the media. But it's good that maybe he is just repeating that message so they really get it.
ESPN posted a graphic today of the best freshman in the nation and did not put Acuff on it. I saw that graphic. I mean, look, the freshman class is loaded. It really is. But I was a little surprised with Arkansas playing on ESPN Saturday. They know how to promote. They know how to market. I was a little surprised they left him off that graphic with the game on ESPN coming up. 501 writes in and says, Ladybacks may need about $2 million in NIL support.
Oh, yeah. That's what it takes, especially the way that this conference is loaded, and you have to be a player in the conference before you can be a player within the country.
Speaking of Ladybacks, Neil Atkinson sent me a picture of the line for Arkansas and LSU tonight. And I was like, yeah, Neil, we talked about that a little earlier today. 42.5 LSU's favored over Arkansas. And if I was to make a wager, I would take LSU and give the 42.5.
Be a right way to go.
Ed and Maumelle. Just want to say kudos to Oaklawn for putting together a strong field for the Southwest Stakes. Compared to the other two Derby prep races this weekend, it is a much stronger field. Thanks, Ed. I know Ed knows his horse racing, and if Ed says the Southwest is stronger, I believe in Ed. William says, could barely hear it. Oh, he's talking about that sound clip we played when I turned it down. Sorry. My bad, William. 501 says Bill Belichick isn't a Hall of Fame coach. Tom Brady made him. He would not have any rings as a head coach if it wasn't for Tom.
Yeah, it was always that debate. Was it more Brady, Belichick? And with Brady going elsewhere and being able to win once again, it did kind of tilt towards Tom Brady, but they did it together.
Kind of like Coach Kelly. They're both Hall of Famers. You know?
They are. But any good/great coach, you have to have great players. But people that err on Belichick's side with that, they say Belichick made Brady into a great player.
Joe, this is for you. NFL seems every year they recycle the same coaches to different teams. Gets kind of boring after a while.
Yeah, it does. You like to see some fresh and innovative coaches get their opportunities, and we see some of them. But with this hiring cycle, with 10 openings, you expected that there were going to be some recycles.
What are the fresh coaches that have been hired this cycle? Brady?
It's hard, hard to think through everybody that's been hired. But, yeah, that would be the first name that stands out. Todd Monken, he's never been a head coach before.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Jesse Mentor.
Mentor. It's another good one. Lewis, I didn't see your message. He was asking me to ask Bill why Trevor Brazil is so inconsistent. And that's $1 million question. You see Brazil sometimes just look like he should be a lottery pick doing things that nobody else can do. And then other games, you don't see him do much. It's a head scratcher. That's going to do it. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow we got Steve Sullivan, Neil Atkinson, Brian Edwards with some college basketball picks. Should be a great day. Hope you can join us tomorrow. Have a great night, but stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.